Oh, I forgot to turn my mic off. and they say, you know, that Hannibal from the TV show Hannibal has like BPD or whatever, so that they can like sort of kin Hannibal a little bit more. You know what I mean? It's just not appropriate, really. I don't think. I'm literally, yeah, Jeff. Can you imagine? Hold on, I downloaded a picture of him earlier today. Why did I put that picture of old Jeff? Holy moly! Come on, Jeff, where are you? Jeff? What's his name's Chris? I was thinking of Jeff the Killer. This guy. Hold on. Does this look like the kind of guy to you who says, "Look at we're already going off the. I haven't even introduced the guests yet." And it's already pandemonium. I already have a picture of Chris Dorner on screen. Comma, I'm literally a minor, comma, and neurodivergent. Period, end quote. Does he not, like, look at this. Look at that, come on. Hey, listen. I realize everyone here is a former Tumblr user, but, like, yeah, right, okay, alright, listen. Welcome to Raturday Night Cagematch. This is the most guests we've ever had on at once, and it's only gonna get crazier. On the docket tonight, Hootwheelz, Con Cub, oh, thank you for the follow who just flashbanged me. Oh god, I have to actually open the tweet to look at it. Okay, here we go. We got, on stream tonight, Hootwheelz, Con Cub, leader of the Latex Mermaids, Veska, friend of Con Cub, I believe, Glitch Sister Amber, fucking matriarch of Hexen, Ruby Tootin, who I don't know what they do, Foos, obviously, we got fucking Pep coming on, that little rare you see all the time, and we got fucking Armchair Merc from the Freya server. It's about to go off. Thank you for the flashbang. Who was that? Thank you for the flashbang, Neon Neptunian. Fuck it, let's get them all in here. Watch this. Check this. Move to Amber. Surprise guest, Hanny Sirenheim. I haven't made the effort to pronounce your name yet, so this is my first attempt. Fucking Jane Armchair Merc is in the building. Fucking Con Cub. Fucking everyone's favorite Peppermint. Fucking Roxy. Fucking Hootwheelz. Fucking Veska. Holy shit. God damn, this is the most people that can exist. Amber, turn your webcam on so I can get to work on that. Hoot. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, You're backwards. I gotta fix you. Backwards. I gotta fix, hold on. Holy moly.
New set.
Yeah, new set. I make new sets all the time. Every day is a new set. Everybody tells me, Ratty, you gotta make a new set. You know, and so yeah. Hoot. Listen.
Hi.
This whole thing was not your idea. Whose idea was this? Whose awful idea was it to get someone who knows nothing about wrestling to host a wrestling show with fucking 9 people on it?
Wait a minute.
That was
Wasn't
yours.
it your idea?
Was it my idea? I'm so stupid.
Your idea.
I think it was a good idea.
I'm great at ideas. Never mind. I'm the best. So good. Great work, everybody. So yeah. Oh my god, I can't figure out what order these are supposed to be in. Listen, okay. So this is what I'm saying. Welcome to Raturday Night Cagematch. Everyone introduce yourselves or something. I don't know.
Okay, so I'll go first. My name, everybody probably knows me by now. My name is Strix, also known as Hootwheelz, and I've been a fan of wrestling since I've been a little kid, since I was a little child.
So I do want to, can we like dial back the sort of support group vibes that you're giving off?
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just
I
thinking
just
like,
woke up.
oh, okay. I'm just thinking like, hello, my name is Ratty. I'm 27 and I'm a sexaholic. And it's like, this is not the vibe. We need better vibes,
Yeah,
Hootwheelz.
right. Okay,
It's supposed to be
bad.
my
I read the
co-host and you're
room
ruining
wrong.
the vibes already.
Damn.
Anyway,
Yeah, we're gonna have to rename it. We're gonna have to rename it to Wrestling Fans Anonymous.
yeah, exactly. I'm
Might
already
as well
renaming it.
be
From
with
my,
the
other
collection
Young
that
Bucks
Amber
t-shirt
has.
across the
Holy.
Amber, did you set out all that? Do you always have that stuff on your desk, or did you just set it out special for us?
Yeah.
I feel bad now because the window that I'm putting you in is so small, but you'll have to live with
No,
it.
it's fine. Yeah, I posted a picture on Twitter of the Nativity of Pain, as
Okay.
it's been called.
The Nativity of
I'll get
Pain.
that tweet.
I'm not familiar
Hey
with
everyone,
this.
I'm Glitch Sister. You can call me Amber. She, they, it. I'm a video DJ. I'm an editor. I make music. I do a bunch of things, and yeah, I also run Hexen. Hi.
Yeah, Hexen. You gotta check out Hexen because I'm on it. And for no other reason. Who's next? Veska, do you want to introduce you and your little hug buddy there?
Veska is currently getting our pizza.
Oh, that's
She's running down.
fine.
Oh, she's coming in right now. If you want to skip ahead, or I can introduce us.
Introduce you both, yes, please.
Okay. So I will go ahead and start. Oh, she's coming in right now. I will go ahead and start. I am Concup, otherwise known as Connie. I am she, her pronouns. I am a member of the, if you remember from Core Conradi, I am a member of the Pink Glasses group known as the Core.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my wife, who is now getting on now, Veska. Veska, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Veska, or Veska Violet. I am also she, her, and a part of the core, and Connie's wife.
Hell yeah. I love that we've got the pronouns going. This has really added to the vibe of this being like a support group.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I fucked this up, didn't I?
Totally fine. I'm just not gonna say mine, and I'll be the coolest kid in school. Who wants to go next?
I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, howdy y'all. My name is Jane. I am an armchair mercenary. I am a video game streamer and the like. I talk about hot sauce and guns on Twitter, and big old wrestling fan. That's kind of all I got.
Fair enough.
Hell yeah.
I love that. So, do you have a favorite hot sauce? This is the question that popped into my head.
Oh, do I have a favorite hot sauce? Let me tell you there. I got this Adobo Loco makes this Faya, I think this was called scorpion pepper sauce. It is to die for.
Hell yeah. Fuck yes. I love it. Everybody go to your local fucking grocery store. Is it a specialty thing? You have to go to like the Portuguese grocery store specifically, or what? What's the deal?
No, Adobo Loco, I think it's a Hawaiian brand.
Okay, there you go.
You can get it online.
Mm-hmm.
I think was it Hot Ones sells it through their site and the like.
Well, I don't want to give
Among
any
others.
money to that bastard Sean Evans, that little shithead. Oh my god. Okay, we'll have to talk about Sean Evans later. I think it's just Pep who's left, and then we have some surprise guests later who aren't very surprising. Wait,
And
no, it's
also
Pep.
Roxy.
Roxy, yeah. I just was about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here. Do you want me to go or do you want Pep to go?
Roxy, go first. We'll have Pep to finish it off.
Well, I'm Roxy or Ruby Tootin, whichever one you want to go by. I don't really care. I also use she, her, and I like to make well, I say like to make, even though I'm still working on the only one I'm working on at the moment. I like to make short films
Hell
and the
fucking
like,
yeah.
and I also have really liked wrestling since I was just a little baby. It's one of my 2 hyperfixations that I have.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah. We should connect about that, because I'm okay at videos, is all I'm saying. Let's thank you for the fucking flashbang. We should definitely connect over that. Get after me for it. Pep, you're last.
Ever since I was a little bitty boy, I've always loved wrestling. I love to get into the ring. I love to grab. I love to fight. Oh, yeah!
Fuck yes. I love the energy.
Oh,
Let's,
yeah.
we have to.
Shit.
Handling
We don't.
the inner macho man. I love that.
Hell fucking yeah, it was so
Yeah.
good. We have to, like, okay, so we don't have the time to go back around the room and all introduce ourselves again, but I think everyone at once needs to do their, like, wrestler intro speech. Just all at the same. I'm gonna count down from 3 and everyone start yelling. Thank you for moving your mic, Amber. Is everybody ready?
I smoke,
yeah.
so I can't yell.
Okay, well, that's fine. 3.
Do you
Sorry?
want to yell, Vesca? No, Vesca's not going to yell.
I'm
Veska
gonna do
doesn't
my
have to
best
yell.
impression. I'm doing my best impression of Dexter Loomis right now.
Alright. 3.
Who's that?
What? Oh my god, I'm trying to count down from 3. You keep talking. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ever since I was a little bitty
You
boy,
want an
I wanted to play
ass?
fun.
Arms right
You
here.
got 21.
Goes down there
I
like
got
a wing.
22.
I'll be done with you quick.
Brother, yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I didn't have anything prepared.
I do love.
I didn't either. I just pretended to be Hulkamania for a sec.
Hell fucking yeah. Perfect energy.
gotta
Great
say-
work, everyone.
If I wasn't a
gotta-
chronic
Awesome.
smoker, I would just channel my inner like macho man.
Yeah, you just go. You could just go with some of the classics. You
What
want to
could
play
you-
cards? You want to play 21? I cheat. I got 22. You want to play blackjack? I got 23 of those. You want to play poker? I got 6 cards, 4 aces, 5 kings. You don't want to play cards with me, you know?
I love. It's such a good admission.
Okay, there, Scott Steiner. I think you got a couple troubles with
Yeah, that's what I
counting
was
there.
gonna
That's
say.
Steiner. That's Jake the Snake Roberts.
That's Jake the Snake.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Is
Jake
it
the Snake.
It's a classic.
I know it is. I'm making another reference to Scott Steiner and his inability to count.
His
What?
math.
Jake the Snake
No,
and Balls
Scott's-
Mahoney teamed up.
Scott Steiner is the
Scott
best of that.
Steiner's math was spot on. It was just
Yeah.
insane.
Lie, don't you know?
Okay, fair.
Yeah. Any way you look at it, the numbers don't lie.
You
And they
take
say-
my 33.33%.
Listen, any way you look at it, the numbers don't lie. I love that admission, right? That sort of like, you don't want to play cards with me, because this is something I don't. Is anyone else here like weirdly good at cards?
No.
Me.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm god awful.
I'm terrible.
Just
I'm good.
I am fucking incredible at Texas Hold'em.
see, this is the thing. You're not supposed to be able to be good at cards because it's like random or whatever. It's like not a game you can strategize about. Fucking
Just
You
Okay,
can
count.
something like-
strategize Here's the thing: you can strategize in Texas Hold'em because there are ways where you can figure out what cards people have based on how they're betting.
is that what you're doing though, Hootwheelz,
like
or
you
are
can
you just
figure-
getting really lucky a bunch of times in a row? Like what kind of card player
No.
are you? You're not doing math under the table. Stop lying.
I'm not. I don't have to do math. I can just intuit a lot of things based on.
Oh, you're
the experience
intuiting.
of
Okay.
Playing a lot of Texas Hold'em, and I just watch how people are betting and see what cards they flip up at the showdown. And then I'm like, okay, so that's how they would have bet if they had this card and those community cards. And then from there, I gain more information about how that player plays, and then usually I can start guessing what kind of cards they have. And I'm not very good at guessing specific cards, but I'm good at guessing what made hands they might have.
Can I tell you something just absolutely tragic?
What?
When I was a kid, I didn't have any friends, so I learned to count cards when I was 13.
Okay, that's.
All right. Anyway, moving on.
I mean, that's not tragic because learning to count cards is like super helpful, but also you'll get thrown out of a casino.
Yeah,
for doing
that's the
it if
thing.
they
You
figure
kind
out
of can't
you're doing
even like use that skill for anything. Kind of
Yeah.
sucks.
I mean, you could always piss off your friends.
Yeah,
True.
but like that's not. That's like when you play cards, you want to have fun. I don't have fun when I'm just making my friends angry at me. I do too much of that already.
Fair.
I feel that.
It would be useful in like Uno though.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I
Uno.
literally was just playing Uno earlier
Those-
today.
Counting cards.
that is a
Card
lot of
counting.
cards to count.
That's way too many things to count.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of fucking cards. You're crazy. You're a crazy person. Anyway, so all I'm saying is you know, do the nice thing and tell your friends when you're really good at cards so that they don't get upset with you for being good at them. That's all I had to say.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Alright, what's up with fucking wrestling then?
So yeah, like, what's up with wrestling is really just like, I mean, what do you want? Do you want like the history of what wrestling is compared
You want
to
to know
what
why
was
it's
compared to what it
fun,
is now?
or like why we go?
Or-
and
No,
why,
no, no,
Why
I'm
we
just
know
saying, like-
how easy it was to kick Vince McMahon's ass finally.
Do we want to talk about what kayfabe is, or do we want to go like?
I'm just like, I want to let you all free in this pen. I don't like,
Okay.
talk about it's a cage match. Go for it. Ding ding. Hold on.
Oh, you
Okay,
want to
hold
you want to
on.
hear about us talk about the fact that like we got to watch John Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki on weekly television? You want to hear about how amazing Kenny Omega is, or the amazing
Fucking-
amazing tag team match at All Out?
Or
Do we want to talk about how bad WWE is? Do we want to go
We
on
can also
about
talk about
Vince?
that as well.
Yeah. Or,
I don't know.
yeah.
Just jump into have a conversation. I'm not even here. I'm an anthropologist.
I want to
so
talk
I'm gonna
about.
Okay, I'm just gonna start off this conversation then, and then just say that I think let's talk about the most recent AEW pay-per-view, which was AEW All Out, I believe, in Chicago. So like, just to give a
Yes.
brief rundown for people who didn't watch it, I'm gonna go into spoilers, so
Didn't
sorry for
watch
that,
it.
but you might have heard CM Punk and Bryan Danielson, also known as Daniel Bryan from the WWE, both showed up at All Out, which was fucking sick.
Can I interject for a moment?
Sure.
CM Punk sounds like a TF2 map. Please keep going. I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, you're not
CM Punk
wrong.
showed up
Basically
on the
is.
Dynamite before.
Well,
Actually,
he did
was
show
at
up on the-
Rampage.
Yeah, but he had his first match in 7 years being away from the ring. No indie wrestling or
Well, no, he
anything.
did it twice,
And-
but it was not under CM Punk. The thing is, like, he alluded
Oh.
that like he wanted to come back in the ring, but not on that show. He was waiting for
Yeah.
a better
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
I
it
believe
was-
Fair
he
enough,
did.
yeah.
I believe he did do a like 1 or 2 indie matches under a mask and
Mhm.
just was uncredited for it.
Yeah, the same way how like John
Uh,
Moxley entered the CZW pay-per-view
Did he
this
actually?
weekend. Yeah, I mean,
Oh shit!
now
I
there's
didn't even
going-
know that.
Yeah, he
Damn.
is now. John Moxley is now the not CZW, CGW world champion, and there's going to be a match between him and Nick Gage.
Nick fucking Gage.
Yeah,
Oh, that's gonna
Uh,
be sick.
And
Okay.
the whole ring is just going to be red.
oh yeah,
Right.
Oh
yeah,
my goodness,
100%.
yes, please.
Y'all,
But
in regards to
and Zack
Red Ring,
Ryder's in the mix as well.
And just
Is it-
for anyone who's like not aware of CM Punk's like when he was still CM Punk, his old gimmick was he's just straight edge. Like he was a heel, a bad guy because he looked at all the WWE fans and said, "Hey, you know how you all like beer? Yeah. Well, I don't. Boo. It's great. It was the cheapest heat. It was so good.
yeah, it was super cheap heat, and I loved it. Like CM Punk is genuinely one of the greatest wrestlers who
Yeah, technically
has ever
he's
gone
one of
on the
best.
mic. I would argue there are some people who have been better on the mic than CM Punk is, but those I'm thinking of managers like Paul Heyman.
oh my god, Paul Heyman on the mic.
and
Yes.
yeah, Paul Heyman is literally unstoppable. Like, he can easily either pop the crowd or get some heat easy, whether it's cheap or not. Like, he knows how to work the crowd really well. And CM Punk also knows really well how to work the crowd. And
CM
what
Punk
was
should
the-
become a manager, honestly. I feel like he'd do
Yeah.
a great job.
he would be a fantastic manager. I think he'd be the next Paul
I mean,
Heyman.
he technically was, but I mean, I guess maybe because he was like a manager for some of the original like Nexus shit.
He was
Oh.
kind
Right,
of a,
yeah.
he was kind of a manager when he had the stable with Luke Gallows, I think it was, and some other people whose names I can't remember right now. He was kind of a manager too.
The Straight Edge
well,
Society
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah,
Luke
Straight Edge
Gallows,
Society.
and then I can't remember her name, but she was recently the NWA Women's Champion, and
Was
she's
it Mickey
been
James?
yes, Nikki James. She's under a different name now, but yeah, she was on AEW earlier last year. I don't think she might have been on Dynamite past few weeks, but I haven't seen her too much. But yeah,
then she got released.
NW is trying because they have Ric Flair again, well, access to him
Ooh.
once a year.
Well.
But yeah, really like NWA men's division dead in the water and has been since the 70s, basically. Their women's division finally starting after 100 years.
Mhm.
And it's mostly thanks to the Impact and AEW's and a few little independent people, their help.
Yeah.
Who can I give you a hot take?
But what's your hot take?
My hot take is that CM Punk, in some ways, maybe a lot more than little, is better than The Rock. On the mic.
Serena Deeb, sorry. Yeah.
Could you say that again, Roxy?
I said my hot take is that CM Punk currently is better than The Rock on the mic.
So are you saying CM Punk is currently better on the mic than The Rock currently is, or are you saying CM Punk is currently on the mic better than The Rock when during the like ruthless aggression attitude era kind of thing?
Maybe not ruthless aggression era, but definitely The Rock / WWE run. I would argue that Punk is better than that.
Oh, 100%. That's not
I
even
can
a hot
agree with
take.
that.
That's
Yeah,
like super. That's super middle of the road. Like The Rock during the Attitude Era was fucking electrifying. Like
Yeah,
I mean, like
I
to
can agree
use
with
his
that.
whole like shtick, right? But I mean, he seems less effective on the mic because he's ever
He's
since
50
going to
years old.
Hollywood. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's that he's a very aged kind of he has
He's
a
the
very
corporate
aged kind of mic
champion.
yeah.
He's dry.
And yeah, he's very stale now. Having had such a long stint in Hollywood, he's got a lot of mic, like rust on the mic.
Oh yeah. Even I
I
know
think
whereas-
you
that.
do the opposite.
Yeah, whereas like CM Punk has basically bathed himself in the indie scene and has been waiting 7 long years to get on the mic. And I feel like he's also a bit rusty on the mic. Like, I feel like that's not the CM Punk that I know yet, but I feel like it's also because he's a babyface right now. But
Yeah,
I
Yes,
will- yeah, like,
CM
Yeah.
Punk does not play babyface well.
no.
He's either tweener or a heel. It's not like both.
Yeah.
yeah,
But like IMO comparing to Rock and Punk is kind of hard. Like at least like Rock, at least back in like the Attitude and Ruthless era, he was more. He definitely had a lot more comedy in his stuff, and he just captured people. Whereas Punk just talks real. He just talks about like real shit.
yeah, it's almost like
CM Punk is
CM
a
Punk
youth
kinda-
pastor.
yeah, because
My
like,
lord, I didn't think about that.
He's just trying to give you real talk.
yeah, but like, I mean, like, I really like CM Punk's whole like kind of like, I feel like a lot of his promos being so good in the WWE because a lot of them were very shoot sort of they were very shoot promos, like he was not necessarily breaking kayfabe but getting very close to it, whereas The Rock would probably never fucking do that.
Get a definition of
and having
kayfabe
that
for everyone who doesn't know, not me, everyone else.
So the definition of kayfabe is essentially the wrestling lore.
Oh, I
The
see.
in-joke.
So yeah.
Like,
So for instance,
yeah.
since we're talking about CM Punk, the Straight Edge Society, the stable that he had during his run in WWE, one of the members, Serena Deeb, was in there, and she got released from the WWE for quote unquote breaking kayfabe, which means she basically was found in a bar drinking, despite the fact that she was in a stable called the Straight Edge Society. And that's what kayfabe is. It's basically just the whole wrestling is fake, but you still gotta live up to the wrestling thing, you know?
It's like
it is unspoken rules that only benefit the managers. So
yeah, basically.
I just gotta say, I'm really glad that in the current era and day and age of wrestling that we're in now, that the idea of kayfabe is much more dead than it was in like the early 2000s.
Thank
Yeah,
fuck.
I was.
you can follow
Where a
every-
wrestler can say what
Yeah.
they're actually thinking, like say on
Yeah.
social media, but like there's still like a kayfabe, but they don't have to like adhere to it outside the ring all the time, you know? Like
unless you're MJF.
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
yes.
or you
Unless
wrestle,
they have-
or you're wrestling in Japan.
Also, fuck MJF.
yeah.
So like basically, it's like it's basically the role play that the
Haku.
wrestling world lives in,
Yeah.
and and like all sorts of stuff happens in it. Like you can get run over by a car and just be fine the next day, or get murdered and be fine the next day.
Yeah. But I was getting to that one point. Somebody brought it up, like about wrestling now, where kayfabe is just basically done and buried at this point. I really think that's probably why I'm so happy to be into wrestling like now, is because people are starting to toy with the lines of kayfabe, you know, like the whole like worked shoot angle of things, which means like promos and other segments where like a work shoot would basically like be like let's say a promo that had some like behind the scenes kind of talk about a wrestler's like private life and brought it into a storyline. That would be like a work shoot.
like a work shoot
I really-
is the Hardy Boys and Lita, you know, and
yeah,
like
the
actual
whole
real
Good
life
storyline.
situation,
There's also a really
Yeah.
good work shoot story
which
involving
does become uncomfortable a lot of the times. Like the recent stuff
Yeah.
with Flair and on Raw, the work shoot women's match that they got all flustered into a real match, and then they got mad at each other that they got flustered into a real match even though they were having a fake match. That's a work shoot.
Yeah.
Then
I
it can
would
be on the other
also-
end. Like it can work, but sometimes it's just two people getting frustrated.
Yeah, I would say probably the most frustrating work shoot I have ever seen in my life was
Michaels versus
Victory. Mine was the Victory Road incident between Sting and Jeff Hardy when Jeff Hardy went to
I
the
don't know
ring
this one.
completely like high out of his goddamn mind. And you could tell as soon as he walked out of gorilla
Looked like
position
fucking
and started
Steve
walking
O.
down the ramp, he
Yeah.
was like he was fucking gone.
Yeah, Hardy like Hardy was like coming down to the ring, like stumbling around. He was coked up beyond belief. Got into the ring and he just kept on falling over. They do moves, he just falls over and like tries to like throw a punch, and he's just punching the air.
And
Yeah,
like
fuck, I didn't know about this one.
Yeah.
like
it was on TNA.
Can we get
like Impact?
Can we get that on the big screen? Is there Titantron for this?
If someone sends me a link, sure, I'll fuck with it. Why not?
Okay.
I'll get that on
look
the
up
little
Sting-
screen. I'll put that where you
look
are,
up-
Amber.
You look up Sting Jeff Hardy Victory Road, and it'll be there.
While we're waiting for Brady to pull that link up,
There's
God,
a tiny
let's-
screen right down there.
can I talk about my my favorite work shoot of all time?
Sorry, can I get the
Please, yes,
name of the
course.
one we're looking for one more time?
Oh, I think Jimmy found it.
Jimmy
In
found
chat.
it? Hell yeah, thank you, Jimmy.
In chat.
Jimmy definitely
that's
found
it.
it.
My favorite
literally
work
just
shoot
got
right
it up
now.
too.
My favorite
Okay,
work
so-
shoot at the moment is definitely Michaels versus Hogan at SummerSlam in like the early 2000s. Like it's not
Yeah.
good storytelling and it didn't progress anywhere, but just seeing Michael like just fucking oversell all of Hogan's moves just because he was mad at him.
Oh,
It's
Oh my
just
God, I
the
remember
weirdest
this.
Okay,
full-on
so-
wrestling shit.
here's
It was so
here's the thing about-
dumb.
here's the thing. I wouldn't necessarily consider that a worked shoot because like a worked shoot would basically be like it happened away from the ring and then it was brought into the ring in an angle. That was just Shawn Michaels being pissed off at Hulk Hogan, as anybody should be pissed off at Hulk Hogan because he's so fucking difficult to work with.
Motherfucker Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. And yeah, it was just Shawn Michaels overselling every single shot he took. So like instead of like just being like ooh when you hit him in the gut, he'd just be like he'd literally look like he got shot with a hand cannon.
I
It was
remember
great.
that. It was
Yeah,
so
like-
dumb.
Like he gets chopped in the chest and he just like flips over like 2 ropes and like dives to the floor.
Well, the
There's a
video's
couple
saying I'm
moment-
going to change gimmicks.
there was a couple moments during that match where like Michaels just straight up slaps Hogan in the face for real, and it's just such a good match to watch just because of how much I hate Hogan.
Well,
Yeah.
for the record, I do believe that Iron Sheik should have broke his arm when he had the chance, because Hulk Hogan was that transition from people who actually like kind of knew how to fight, like where you had guys who had like college or even professional wrestling, like not professional but Olympic level wrestling experience, getting traded out for guys who could work a mic really well. And I do think that I would rather watch a wrestler who can work the mic than a person who can work the mic pretend to wrestle.
Yeah, I would.
It's
I would
about the
definitely.
investment.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
would definitely agree with you there. And there have been multiple occasions, not only in WWE history, but like wrestling history. You look at like WCW, ECW. There are a lot of wrestlers throughout history who were great on the mic, and as soon as they got into the ring, they were absolute garbage, just pure trash. One great recent example. Oh God, what's his name?
Brian Pillman?
SAWFT.
Oh,
Fucking
fucking that fucker.
Yeah, Enzo Amore.
Enzo Amore.
Enzo Amore.
Oh
is
yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, here's the
Okay.
thing. Enzo Amore is fantastic on the mic.
Yeah.
Fantastic mic worker.
I agree.
One to rival CM Punk even. I would even go as far as that.
Holy
like
moly.
he was really, really good.
He was really
As
fucking
soon as
good.
he got
You want to hear
as
some
soon
shit?
as soon as he got into the ring, he did not know what he was doing. There was one moment
Right.
where he was supposed to do a dive through the ropes or something like that.
Oh, I've
He
heard.
fucked it up and he knocked himself out.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
It was fucking
Yeah.
It was Simon
he knocked-
Gotch, wasn't it? He was facing Simon Gotch.
Oh,
in
fuck
NXT.
Simon Gotch. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
He's even worse.
Yeah, but I think Enzo Amore essentially tried to dive out of the ring and he smacked his head on the apron, which is like the part of the ring that's just outside of the ropes, but you're not quite off the ring yet. And that's
I mean, yeah,
the
like Tope
hardest
Suicidas are
part.
fucking dangerous for a reason.
Yeah, and that's
was,
the
who-
hardest part of the ring. For those who don't know,
Who was the guy who knocked himself out? His whole gimmick was like the like 1930s, 1920s like fisticuffs.
Oh,
I
that was Simon
remember.
Gotch.
the
That was
vaudevillains.
Yeah,
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 Gotch.
the Vaudevillains, the Gotch and
Yep, the vaudevillains.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for those who don't know, a wrestling ring is essentially it has a frame made of metal, and then the actual like the rest of it is basically wooden planks spread from one end to another, and it has basically a very thin gym mat. So hitting the
Depending on
mat
the ring.
itself, even in the center of the ring where it's the most soft, still sucks. I've trained to be a wrestler before, and the first thing they have you do is do bumps. So basically, you're just throwing your back at the mat, and that hurts. But the apron is the worst place to take a bump on the mat because the metal frame is right there on the edge. That wood is not going to give at all. So whenever I see apron spots, I always wince. But I think it was just really funny that Enzo Amore knocked himself out on the apron rather than getting knocked out by somebody else because they botched a move or something.
I feel like it's worth mentioning about like the wrestling ring anatomy is that varying promotions will have the ring set up differently. Like like NJPW's ring. Now I don't know like the specs of like different promotions rings. I'm just going on like what I see on TV. I would say that the NJPW ring is literally just a brick. It doesn't give at all pretty much. But then you've got promotions like I think it's ICW or the OGCW ring that literally looks like a giant cushion.
Yeah.
Do you know
yeah,
at least in American promotions, the ring size is 20 foot by 20 foot.
Yeah, and there is a good reason for that. And I know this because I was trained to be a wrestler. But when you're running the ropes, your stride has to be a certain distance because you have to take a certain amount of steps towards the ropes, and then on your last step, you're starting to rotate toward the ropes, and then on your last step, you basically lean back on your heels, grab the rope as you approach it, and then lean back really hard on them and then bounce off of them. And so yeah, 20 foot by 20 foot is basically, I think you had to take like three, one,
3 to
two,
4.
no, the four. It's 4 step because you take 1, 2, 3, pivot, 1, 2. I remember that now.
Oh, so it's kind of like doing dance choreography then, because I've had
Yeah.
experience doing that in musicals.
Yeah, wrestling is
actually,
just a ballet with suplexes.
It really is. It really actually is, because I also got to the point where I was learning chain wrestling, and it basically is just a dance routine is what it is. An improvised dance routine. There are a lot of little things about wrestling moves that are very particular about the ways that you do them. Such as if you're running the ropes, you always turn to, I believe, your left. Because you're always planting your foot, the same foot, down when you were pivoting. So you'd always turn one direction every time you were hitting the ropes. When you're chain wrestling,
Question.
there's a very specific way to move. When you're getting up off the ring, when you're getting up from prone position or whatever to standing, there was a very specific way that you do it.
Someone had a question?
It's very particular.
Someone had a question.
Yeah, that was me. I accidentally interrupted Hoot because I don't know how to not do that. But my
That's
question,
okay.
since you said you were training to be a wrestler, I have to ask: did you have like a gimmick in mind for your wrestling character?
I am one of those people who had 3 million gimmicks and had no idea which one
I'm
to
not
go with.
alone.
Feel that.
I literally have a Spotify playlist that is about, I think last I checked, about an hour and a half, 2 hours long, filled with songs that I would have as my entrance music.
I had this.
The only one who did that with their playlists.
Yeah. I think at the time when I was training, I was running with the sort of really tiny like skateboarder punk who basically Darby Allin's gimmick,
I was gonna say,
except
you just
not
basically had
as
Darby Allin.
yeah, basically Darby Allin, but without the face paint. That basically was going to be my gimmick. I think I picked out. I think I had settled on a song by who was it by? I think it was either by Hotwire, specifically the song Invisible, which was a song that I'd heard in Need for Speed Underground, or I think it was a song by Loathe, which is a UK gent progressive metal kind of band that I love a lot.
So does this explain why you're dressed up as Darby Allin tonight?
Yes, Darby Allin is currently my favorite wrestler.
Darby
He's a
Allin,
badass.
in my opinion, is just like if you get Jeff Hardy and you just don't let him do drugs, you get Darby Allin.
Yeah, I would say that.
You know
yeah.
what? That's a good analogy.
Yeah, that's a good comparison because like Darby Allin is also really tiny for a wrestler. When you think of WWE, you have all these beefed up, like roided out dudes with like veins popping out of their biceps and shit. And then there's Darby Allin or Jeff Hardy, these really tiny guys who get
So
their
little.
shit wrecked by the bigger dudes, but can still run circles around them. And I love
It's like
that.
Scout
Like, I
Team
love
Fortress 2. Yeah.
No, like I just gotta add this. Darby Allin will legit just ragdoll across the ring.
And
Yeah.
He has
I
great
will
ragdoll physics.
I love
Yeah.
I love when he
That's why he
ragdolls.
showed his character first off in the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say this one thing, since we're talking about very small wrestlers. On my short list of gimmicks to pick, I was going to be just constantly be like this heel jobber, which basically means I get absolutely wrecked by bad characters, like night in, night out. In the same sort of
Bet you'd
idea
fucking like
as
that, you
Spike.
pervert.
But it was sort of in the same idea as Spike Dudley, somebody who is just there to get their shit kicked in.
I was gonna say that your gimmick idea reminds me of Zach Gowen. I think he was the wrestler in like the early 2000s on SmackDown that had like a fake leg.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
remember when I was little, those matches would make me cry and leave the room.
Oh.
They did exactly what they were supposed to do. I was like 8 or 7, and I remember getting super upset about this kid getting his
Yeah.
shit slapped.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
like,
since we're
Brock and Zach,
It was-
I fucking cried a little bit.
Brock
Okay, so-
Lesnar like yelling at his mom on the ringside.
okay, so
Oh,
since we're talking about this, I did want to ask this question because I feel as though it'd be a very, very good question to ask. For those of us who were fans of wrestling when we were children, what was the first match, or if you can't remember the first match, what was the match that you remember sticks with you most, where you genuinely felt incredibly emotional about what you saw, whether it was incredibly happy or just bawling? Because for me, it was the very famous TLC match between Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian.
I got my
So,
answer.
Yeah.
I
It
got mine as
was-
well.
It was absolutely when Shawn Michaels turned on Marty Jannetty at the barber shop. I actually got to see that episode when it first appeared on television, and I was
Wow.
devastated at what Shawn Michaels had did to Marty Jannetty there.
This makes me
Aw.
realize how young I am compared to some of you guys, because I have like a really faint memory of like some episode of Raw in 06, but I didn't really start watching wrestling full time until like 2011 when I was still in elementary school. The very first match I remember actually watching was that the first Michael Cole versus Lawler match, but the very first one that I actually like had an emotional connection to was Taker versus Triple H at WrestleMania 27.
Ooh.
Good match, by the way.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
with me, because my memory is really, really bad, so I can't remember specific ones. But the first memory that pops into my head that just still pisses me off is the Nash Hogan finger poke of doom.
Oh my god.
So here's the
I
thing.
fucking hate.
I didn't grow up with wrestling. I started in 2015 with NXT. I was just kind of only watching Raw, but that was when like Samoa Joe and Enzo and Big Cass were like the main thing.
Hey, he's
and
actually good now.
It was just NXT plus, you know. And so I don't really remember a lot from that time. I like the characters, but I don't remember like a specific storyline. And even before then, like my parents told me wrestling was for white trash. I mean, WWE is, but that's just because the writer is.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we? Yeah. Can we? Like, yeah. I
It's really
understand,
not for
like,
white trash.
I understand.
Yeah,
Well,
I
okay,
just grew
here's-
up with that Segmata, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I actually can enjoy this. And it turns
Yeah,
out, oh no, my parents, yeah, like
That was
think
that was the thing about wrestling, though, that it had the stigma of being
Mhm.
just like white trash, soap opera kind of thing. But really, it was only considered white trash. It was only considered white trash because, like, WWE was white trash during like the Attitude Era and whatnot.
Oh yeah, and it made no
Um,
goddamn sense. WCW Nitro
yeah.
was so much better.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
even go watch like old AAA tapes, and that's fucking
Yeah.
good. Like,
But I'm on the side of the fence where I believe WCW only failed and got bought out by the WWE because Vince Russo went over there to ruin it for him.
Oh my goodness!
no, it's
also,
just because
yeah.
they didn't like the network didn't want wrestling anymore. And
Yeah,
I know.
actually
I know
did
what
watch
that. I
that.
know that.
yeah,
I actually did
But-
watch that whole Monday Night Wars series on WWE Network and learned all about why they actually decided to, well, close out WCW, and it was network shit. It's kind of
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, I know.
Daniel Bryanson
but
was part of or is it Brian Danielson?
Brian
No.
Danielson.
Okay, Brian Danielson. Yeah, sorry, I'm. I thought that was.
You're way
which
more
one is
knowledgeable than I am.
indie?
Don't worry
I'm
about
still
it.
getting confused with it. Anyway, but yeah, he was WCW.
He was.
Was he?
Oh my god, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in training. And then in 2001,
And then they folded.
they shut down, and yeah, he went to WWE.
God
And
damn,
fought Cena.
Brian is fucking old. Holy shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, AJ
well-
Styles was kind of peach fuzzy when he started TNA. So
Well,
Oh my god, baby AJ is such. Oh my god, he was so baby face.
Yeah.
just to kind of give people a better idea on like because it did have that stigma of being just for white trailer trash. I think the turning point for me was it was actually my dad who was like, no, the best way to think about this is stunt actors, like in a movie, stunt actors acting. And as soon as I heard that, I went from like, this is stupid and fake to like, okay, all right,
yeah,
this is fun. This is like medieval times.
Yeah, you hear that line all the time where it's like people who don't watch wrestling go, "Oh, but wrestling is fake." Well, here's the thing: the outcome is predetermined, but the shit that they're doing is like, as you said, it's like stuntmen. It's like stuntmen who are doing
Can I say a
ballet.
little bit about all the people who were like, wrestling isn't real, it's fake, right? Have you watched the past 20 years? Who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's a big one.
Do you
Who
care
the
about?
fuck cares?
I was about to say,
And,
like,
like,
just
here's-
a random straw man, but it's like,
Yeah, and like here's the thing about that as well. Like all the moves are worked. The moves are made in a way where the wrestlers are all safe when they're performing. So like that includes the one who's attacking and the one who's defending, right? The one who's being attacked. The thing is, there are a ton of moves out there that can seriously fuck you up if they're done wrong.
Also, I like to know that the people I enjoy are not going to die and can fight another day, and that's why I prefer wrestling over boxing or MMA, because it's like, now he's gonna live in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
we're gonna
In my opinion,
I mean, to be fair,
it can happen, but it happens less, especially nowadays.
In my opinion, wrestling has gotten immensely better once the world figured out it's all like predetermined, because they don't have to like worry about like actually hurting each other.
Also, once Vince let go any wrestler who doesn't say okay to roids. Like once like there had to be a like different type of wrestler, and it's like now Vince only really wants people who are built like Brock Lesnar or have a Scott Steiner belly,
Yeah, can we talk about that for just a second?
How Vince is a carny fuck?
Vince knows what he likes.
The shit that Vince likes is the shit. Okay.
Sorry, I just before we move topics, I just wanted to get this one thing out, because we were talking about like how wrestling isn't fake, it's predetermined, but those moves are dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Prime example is
it's a consent agreement, like, hey, I'm gonna drop you on your head. Here you go. Here's a heads up.
Yeah, so like here are some prime examples for you. There is Brock Lesnar botching his 450 splash and landing on his neck. There is, I think it's
any match with Sin Cara.
Are the moves real or fake? It's also about like there are real things that happen, like
Yeah,
the kind
but
of
there's
shoot fight between Bret Hart and Michaels.
And
You
it
know,
looked
Yeah.
like garbage though. Like all of the
Mhm.
shoot fights look like shit.
oh yeah, they're just real
oh yeah,
fights.
yeah, yeah,
It's just
yeah.
a real
Like,
fight.
yeah, because like you can
And these people aren't
uh,
trained in fights; they're trained in
yeah.
stunts.
And then you can look at as well, since we're talking about shoot fights now, you can look at that one Tough Enough
The whole game.
competitor
Oh god, that was so
going up
bad.
Oh, yeah,
against Kurt
Butterbean just-
Angle in an actual. No, I'm not even talking about Butterbean. I'm talking
Oh.
about the Tough Enough competitor going up against Kurt Angle in the ring, and they were doing a shoot fight or whatever, and the kid almost broke Kurt Angle's arm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
So
yeah. And
Angle
they
had to put him in a pin, get his shoulders down in order to keep.
Oh yeah,
his
like in
Yeah,
wrestling,
they-
from, like,
they-
the
separating.
refs are supposed to look smaller so the wrestlers look bigger. But in
Yeah.
in any like real
Just like
competition,
race
you need the
jockeys.
ref to pull out anyone at any given time.
I was gonna say,
Mhm.
yeah, real referees are about as big as the fighters, if not
Mhm.
bigger.
Yeah.
There's that one ref in NXT that me and my buddies all call Buff Ref whenever he shows up because he's just so fucking ripped.
Well, there was a Tom, the commentator or interviewer, that always like had to fucking duck pose whenever he stood across anyone because they wanted him to be like 5'4", but he's like 6'4".
Mhm.
Yeah,
like a
and
no,
wrestling
I-
backup dancer.
I
Bad
remember
picks
that Tough
for-
Enough. Sorry.
Speaking for bad picks of referees, so Thunder Rosa, probably going to be the next women's champion in AEW.
Yeah.
She was trained, going and training for WWE. She was going to get on TV, and they wanted her to be a referee.
Yeah.
Is Thunder Rosa? Sorry to change topics real quick, but I always forget. Is Thunder Rosa the one who was like shot on by like Star something in AAA a couple years ago, or was that Rosemary?
That was Rosemary's Baby.
I'm gonna say Rosemary because I don't know enough about Impact to like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Also, since we brought up MMA earlier, I wanted to bring this up because like this is the biggest reason that I watch wrestling over MMA or any whatever. Not only is it just the fact that like watching, like somebody get knocked out and then the other competitor literally jump on them and start hammer fisting their face. Like that was always gruesome to me. But the biggest thing that I love wrestling for is that it's all a work. So you can literally put anybody against anybody and book the match however you want to book it and still get a good match out of it as long as both wrestlers are competent at what they're doing. Perfect example. I saw a tweet just before we went live where an MMA fighter made a comment about a transgender MMA fighter, a trans feminine fighter, and he was all like, "You can't do that. You can't beat up women. That's so stupid." And it's like, first of all, you're a fucking MMA fighter. Suck it up and take the punches, idiot. And second of all, wrestling will never have that problem because everybody knows kayfabe doesn't exist. So you can have like someone like me, a 117-pound, 5'10" trans woman who looks nothing like a trans woman, going up against someone of smaller height, like someone like my cousin who is actually a wrestler, Scarlet Black, 5'8"-ish, a little bit heavier than me, and she's incredibly good at what she does. And you can have either of us go over and win the match, or fuck yeah, sure, put me in against Hornswoggle and let him book him to win. Yeah, why the fuck not? That's what I love about wrestling is that you can put people from all these different walks of life and like with all these different experiences, different body types and whatnot.
Well,
yeah,
it's,
I mean,
it's like you can have what's her face, Karma, face any other female wrestler, and it is a toss up about who wins. Realistically, yeah, Karma would dismantle them because she has probably 60 to 80 pounds on all of them.
Yes.
But it's more fun if you don't immediately know who's going to win.
Yeah.
I think like the thing that sucks the most about like wrestling though is that what really ruined a lot of wrestling was people like looking way too deep into it before kayfabe was pretty much confirmed to be like all bullshit. Is people would just like, even in the current day, you have like boomer wrestling fans who get all like upset whenever like someone who wouldn't be able to.
I mean,
win a
kayfabe
fight
was
beats a
broken in the
fight.
1920s in Cincinnati.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
kayfabe was officially dead, I think, in 2008 or 2009 when Vince McMahon basically said, "Yeah, it's all bullshit. We gotta
Well, yeah,
respect
I mean,
the
he had to.
fans."
I mean, there was a court case, federal court case.
which is
Yeah.
so fucking funny.
Okay, I
And the thing
fucking
is-
love the fact that Vince was forced to say that professional wrestling was fake just so he could pump his wrestlers full of steroids.
And then it came
Brilliant.
back to bite him in the ass in 07.
Yep.
yeah.
I'm learning new things about that. I did not actually know that.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
he
we're not watching
essentially-
sports. We're watching sports entertainment.
Let's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if it was sports, they couldn't take steroids.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when's
Um,
the last time you've seen a baseball game?
What's your favorite baseball game?
Listen, you will take those men in those tight pants away from me from my cold dead hands.
Oh, men in
Baseball
tight
entertainment.
pants. Listen,
Okay, so sorry,
if you're
go
buying
ahead.
an
bonds,
oxym-
buy Barry bonds.
baseball entertainment is an oxymoron. Sorry. Go ahead.
Isn't baseball entertainment just baseball?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
actually.
baseball is good. Baseball is good. Baseball. Seattle
I only
Garages, by the
watch,
way.
I only watch baseball in the sense that I really like it when the entire team's just get into like a big brawl, and that's the only reason I watch it.
Yeah, my literal only knowledge of baseball is
Bears.
the Batista backflip and numerous compilations on YouTube of bench clearing brawls.
I will try
That's
to
my
keep
only experience with baseball.
Forget.
I will try to keep it short, because I don't want to get too off topic. But the point of baseball, I think you all are missing it. The point of baseball is not to watch the game. The point is to get ripped on $2 beers on Thirsty Thursday and vaguely have something that might be entertaining in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're not
Yeah, that's fair.
you're not there to watch the game. You are there to eat shitty hot dogs and drink cheap beer and hang out with your buds.
See,
yeah.
The
if I wanted
Bears.
to
I
do
agree with that.
though,
Yeah.
if I wanted to just like drink like shitty beers and eat like overpriced food, I just go to a racetrack. It's the same thing. Just
Yeah,
sometimes
no,
you get to see, like,
it
a
is
cool crash.
it is exactly the same thing. You are right. Why is cricket so popular? Ah, I see now.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question to everybody here, and it is going to be a fantastic question. So try and keep it short. I know there are probably a lot of really long things
She hasn't figured it out yet.
that you could say about this.
She doesn't know what she's about to ask. You're stalling.
What's that?
You're stalling. Fucking ask the question already.
This is a rest hold of a question.
Okay, fuck. Okay, so no, I had to pre-qualify this because
Because this is the best
List
question in the world.
list your number one dream match and the angle. Summarize the angle as short as you can, and who wins.
Okay. I'll go first. Okay, so my dream angle is I want another Jeff Hardy versus Edge feud, right?
Ooh.
Right? And
Yeah.
the angle of the feud would be actually I don't actually know the angle. I just want to see Edge versus Hardy again. Crap.
Yeah, angle is the plot of the match, Kate. Yeah.
I don't really have an angle. I guess you could like try to work it back into the whole Lita shit that happened
Okay.
some way.
Okay. Do you know who would win, or are you just like, I just want to see the match?
I think Hardy deserves another good win in his current
Mhm.
run. He's kind of just like there to job out to new guys, which I totally get, and he's really good for it because he knows how to like
Mhm.
he knows how to make spots and like people look strong, like, and he knows how to like put over people. But I think
Yeah.
he's been a while without a win in a singles run since Matt left and since Mania 33. So I think he deserves like a another big win. And I don't think he should go over on like a newer guy. So I think Edge is the perfect opponent for him to go over on.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right. Like, I think I love Jeff Hardy so much, or loved him so much is because he could sell so good. Who else has a dream
Just
match?
thought of one, actually. I would like to see Kota Ibushi come to AEW to face Kenny Omega for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship title to continue still the story of those two being bisexual lovers, the Golden Lovers, but like Kenny's like got feelings for Kota, right? So
Yeah.
it's not going to be an easy fight for Kenny to absorb the fact that we'll say his partner, not boyfriend, wants his title from AEW, and it's like Kenny's like, I don't want to just give this up easily.
Well,
But
both of
I
his
also,
former partners
but
wants
also, I
to
love
go.
you. But also, like, this is my title, and like, it becomes this. It becomes this emotional match, just kind of like what we saw with like when Kenny was in NJPW when the Golden Lovers got back together again, and it's just like you saw these two together, and I almost wanted to cry when that storyline was going on over at
I have a question.
NJPW.
I have a question about this match.
I think I know how to plan that match. Like, you get Moxie, their Forbidden Door, and so you get a like Kota versus Moxley match, and then you have that cross by with like how Kenta and Kenny like kind of cross paths, and Kenta was just like, "Fuck you, I'm not your friend," because well, he's not part of the Bullet Club anymore, and Kenta is. And so you can like sow those seeds. They're gonna get there, but I think Hangman Adam Page is gonna get it before that, and then maybe MJF.
But my question about the Golden Lovers arc, how many matches is this now? What arc are we in? Like arc 4, arc 3, whatever. Is it in the same vein as the Michaels versus Flair match at Mania 24, where they're both face, or is this end with like current heel Omega, or do we turn Kenny face beforehand?
I think we turn. Go ahead, Fesca.
I was gonna say it's gonna have to be like a Kenny heel, like
Kenny's heel right now. So
yeah, like he would still be heel by this point. Like I don't think a face Kenny for this would work.
Well, do you think heel Kenny would be shaken up by the fact that Kota wants his title?
I think so.
I mean, unless we're bringing out Murder Coda, because Murder Coda, I kind of like Murder Coda as like the fucking douchebag god heel that he was.
Wait, has Ibushi been heel before?
He was turning heel a bit because, like, when they did the title unification, he was a heel. Like, no one wanted that, but Ibushi was heel, and he's like, I'm going to be God, and y'all are going to do this, and y'all going to like it. Tough shit.
So, since I learned about Ibushi, I've always pictured him to be like NJPW's like John Cena. And ever since seeing him wrestle in DDT against the Blow Up Doll, I couldn't imagine him being heel. But I mean, I learn something new every day.
NJPW's John Cena is Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, that kind of wins low.
Is Tanahashi the one that had the sorry to cut you off, but is Tanahashi the one that had like the cat gimmick for a while?
No, that was oh shit. I just had a brain fart.
That's the Great Muta. The cat gimmick is Hiromu Takahashi.
Oh, okay, I see.
So there's Tanahashi and Takahashi. Takahashi was the cat gimmick.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, so who's next to talk about their dream match?
I could probably jump in. I could first say I love and hate you, Hun, because you took mine.
This is why I married you. We think alike like that.
It's okay because I was eventually able to think of another one, which is hopefully eventually going to happen. I want Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and Kenta in a triple threat.
Ooh, that sounds like
Ooh,
fun.
I
What's
like
the angle
it.
for this?
For those unknown, the GTS, the knees, and I believe the submission that Brian Downson does all came from Kenta. Kenta has basically made all these moves and gotten taken and used and gotten popular by 2 other people. So I know they won't do a gimmick of, oh, whoever loses can't do the moves anymore, but I would just like to see who has the best of.
Oh yeah, I could definitely
Yeah.
see
Good.
Brian, maybe
Yeah.
CM Punk in a G1 tournament.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Brian's
Oh
definitely going to be in a G1.
my-
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, there was reports today that they gave Brian clearance to go into the G1,
Mhm.
but Tony Khan got into his brain and went
Yeah.
to AEW instead.
Oh my god. Imagine CM Punk at G1.
Oh my god.
I don't think he doesn't have the stamina for that.
Does
No.
AEW
Give him
and
a
New
little
Japan
bit,
have like
maybe,
a
but
thing
not
going
right
on right
now.
now? Are they like in a working relationship at the moment?
Basically,
Kinda,
yeah. Like-
yeah.
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 So
They call
basically,
it
everyone's working with everyone except for WWE.
WWE is just
on their
playing
own.
with
They're
themselves.
Because they're not
idling with them
wrestling.
themselves.
It's just playing with themselves. That is a
Yeah.
good metaphor.
They have coined the term the forbidden door for basically any company that would come in to AEW and vice versa. And every
Yeah.
promotion uses this now.
Even independent independents
Circuits.
like Loco Pro, there's Pele Pro, which is owned, I believe, by one of the Good Brothers.
My ankle is broken.
Promoted by, and there's a tons of other ones. And right now, the main ones are AAA, Impact Wrestling, formerly known as TNA, NWA, and New Japan. New Japan is like slowly. I mean, because there's an ocean between, you can't travel too much. It's a lot harder to book things. But yeah, like fucking Ric Flair showed up on AAA as soon as he quit WWE with his son, soon-to-be son-in-law, to smack Kenny Omega. It's great.
Yeah. All right. Who else is gonna talk about their dream match?
All right. I'm happy to.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I like what's uncharitably called garbage wrestling. I like it when they sell the idea that a wrestle can break out anywhere for mundane reasons. I want a no-holds-barred hardcore match between Jon Moxley and MJF going through the AEW offices because of a contract dispute. Staplers getting used, gags with a vending machine, other wrestlers interfering, just a whole mess of a wrestle.
Whole mess of a
Yeah.
wrestle.
Oh,
Fuck yeah. It's my favorite kind.
Wrestle.
Wrestle of a wrestle. That would be good, actually. And the great thing is, that's like possible.
That sounds possible.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just thought of another one, but I'll wait till we go back around.
Yeah. Okay, Pep, I don't think you've gone yet.
So I have 2, and I will keep them short because I know one of them will never ever happen. So the first one I want Matthew Cardona to beat the absolute shit out of Roman Reigns. That would be ideal. Would be Zack Ryder retaking the Universal Champion title, getting reinstated, but that will never happen. I've come to terms with it.
Yeah.
That's the ideal. The more realistic one would be Shinsuke Nakamura losing his Intercontinental Championship, challenging Reigns, and beating him. I don't like Roman Reigns. Nakamura is not amazing on the mic, but that's just because he's still working on his English, so I can't beat him up on that. But technically, he is one of the best wrestlers I have ever seen. And I like it when the people who are technically skilled, even if they're not great on the mic, I like to see technically skilled wrestlers succeed. So that would be the idea.
Oh yeah, I'd rather see a full show of
completely-
just tech than promo.
Yeah. I completely forgot that Shinsuke Nakamura was still working for WWE. I totally forgot about that.
So did he.
He keeps extending his contract too. He's like literally there for retirement. He just wants to serve.
Yeah.
enough.
Well, okay, then maybe not that match because I don't want to beat the guy up if he's trying to retire.
But I mean,
Fair.
like, if we
But also
I don't
these
want to
are-
go
Like,
into-
like he's not
But
like quote
also-
unquote retiring. He's just there to cash a paycheck and
Yeah,
like, goof
working
around.
retirement. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, but I would also say like if you're making a dream match, like it's whatever, you know.
It can
it's a
be
dream
it can
match.
be he wants to take it seriously again.
Here's my dream match. Well, there's one that is like absolute dream because they're both dead, which would be Brian Pillman Sr. versus Eddie Guerrero in AEW. AEW
I didn't know
turn
we
up
could bring
to.
people back from the dead.
I mean, it's a dream match.
Yeah,
you just
Chavo
go-
Guerrero wins Intercontinental.
Of course, they would go along with their family because the rest of their family is in AEW. You know,
Yeah.
Eddie would have been there, and same thing with Brian. Like the heart, AEW has their own heart foundation with
Right.
like the Varsity Blondes. So like, you know, you just turn it up to like fucking 300. Never seen this shit before. You know they can go, but they've never gone like this before. And replace that MJF versus Moxley with Danhausen with Moxley. I want to see that.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, I've actually got another match now that I think I've actually got 2 more matches that I've just thought
just
of.
came up with the one myself. Go ahead.
Yeah, just be quick. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so my 2 matches that I would like to see was I really want to see because I don't think they ever fought in WWE. I really want to see Punk versus Danielson because I don't think they ever feuded. And just for shits and giggles, I want to see Danhausen versus Darby Allin.
Yes, please.
They have a lot of like with CM Punk and Brian. They have a lot of history in ROH. That's why they never really toyed around with like them and Samoa Joe. Like you
Samoa
always
Joe.
distant, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see CM Punk and Brian Danielson way off in the future. Like that's not happening, I think,
Yeah,
anytime
like CM
soon.
Punk
That's
hasn't
gonna
even
be like
introduced himself to the elite yet. So
yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be waiting for that for quite a while, I think.
Yeah, they're just fucking
you know,
around with the
because
nostalgia of CM Punk right now.
yeah, that's all they're doing. They're basically trying to lift up their new talent right now, trying to lift up some of the greener talent. And then once they get all that done, eventually it's going to be like, okay, now it's time to give the audiences their dream matches, you know?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, right now they're giving
Yeah,
the
yeah.
independent scene their dream matches. You know.
Yeah, basically.
And
They're
that's worth
giving
it. That's the
yeah.
core AEW audience, you know. The people
Right.
who are
Yeah.
watching the YouTube channels who have 3,000 like 3,000 subscribers, and it's, you know, the people on TV on AEW, their matches from like 6 years ago. The people who just eat that
Yeah.
shit up, like me.
and I gotta-
Yeah.
And I gotta say,
I'm not
as
a big
well,
CM Punk
you did
fan,
bring
but,
up
like, I'll watch it.
you did bring up a really good point though by saying like these are like indie wrestler dream matches, and like I was thinking about
These are
that just now, and I was
previously indie wrestlers who've held belts, who
yeah.
proven themselves on the circuit. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, like if I was an indie wrestler, like properly trained and everything like that, I feel like yeah, like you know, yeah, that would be a way that I would describe CM Punk's current what do you call it? Booking as of late is, you know, what I would do as if I was in like a booker or whatever. But for me
And Tony Khan is
personally-
really good about booking around the indies. You know,
Yeah.
maybe there's not a mainstream audience for this right this second, but you give it to them around everything else. It's like you have to book around it, not necessarily like the Powerhouse Hobbs and Dante Martin match on Rampage. I actually have a full rating for Rampage, but
Yeah.
like it was good, but it was I don't know. It's something that we're gonna look back on 2 years from now and be like, oh yeah, that is pretty good, because they're both, belt holders probably.
Yeah.
But like, and that's how AEW runs it. Like they bring in stuff that you already recognize, and then add in stuff for you to return, get accustomed to.
Right.
I'm just gonna point out real quick that Ratty had gameplay of BioShock playing on the little TV screen because I said Booker. I believe everybody's gone through their dream matches. Feel free to interrupt me if you haven't, but my
I haven't
dream
done
match.
mine.
Oh,
Let
do
me
you?
interrupt you one more time.
I
Okay,
want to fight Superman. Me.
Ratstrid Vermington up against
Or like
Superman.
Captain America. I feel like there's some symbolism there. Anyway.
Unstoppable force versus an immovable.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't expect I would win, but like it would be fun, right? And I would
be like
yeah, 'cause that's the
Wolverine
thing.
fighting.
That's the thing about wrestling is you can have fun losing. Yeah.
I've never had.
Unless you're Ricochet, then it's just fucking confusing.
I've been a loser all my life. I never have fun doing it. Anyway.
So
I'm back.
it's
Hey, back on
hard for me after all of that trying to pick a dream match because there were a couple that other people chose that I wanted to pick. There were a couple that were really good ideas and made me rethink my pick. And it's really hard to try and figure out how things would go. But what I think I want the most to see right now, like what I would literally pay any and all money I have to watch a pay-per-view of, which I actually probably wouldn't do because I'm too poor. Anyway, pay-per-view schmay-per-view. But I think I would really want to watch MJF and El Generico.
Yes.
Ooh,
Hell
that
yeah.
would be
Yeah.
fun.
Good choice.
Holy
That would be great. I think it would
what's
just
he now?
be
Sami Zayn?
Sami Zayn. He's known as Sami Zayn in WWE, but he has to be in his El Generico.
In his El Generico
Oh
form.
yeah, his contract is up soon.
But wait,
Yeah.
didn't El Generico die?
That's just a rumor.
He'll come
No,
back.
Adam Cole
Yeah, it's
died.
fine.
He died of old age.
El Generico is still kind of like
I thought-
loose.
I thought the
ROH.
canon ending to El Generico is he went back to Mexico to work at an orphanage, kind of
Yeah,
like.
the orphanage burned down though, but they never found his body.
Yeah, see,
But
that's
hasn't
not-
brought his mask in.
Show me the body.
So
If you haven't seen the body, he's not dead.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
not dead.
In stores now.
In stores now. Not dead. Links.card.co.
You have it memorized, you fucking faggot.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I do have it memorized. You're welcome.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Do any wrestlers smoke?
Yeah.
do
any
do that.
wrestler.
do bears shit in the poop?
I
We
do.
didn't
I
bear
need to know
shit,
if I
what?
need to kick this habit before I start training again.
They do, but they shouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, that brings up a really I just remembered a question I was gonna ask earlier. Pep, you're built like a fucking brick shithouse. What if you were have you ever considered training to be a wrestler?
So I wrestled in high school and for a couple of years in college.
Yeah, but that's like
D3.
Olympic wrestling though, isn't it?
Right, but it's a lot of the same skills. Like you learn how to fall down so it doesn't hurt. You learn how.
Yeah.
I have definitely considered it. The problem is the closest, like actual organization near me, like, because I'm not about to join fucking what is it, JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling. That's like the only major thing in me because Because I don't like having glass in my face.
Fair.
Oh, just bring some fucking tack to it. Go easy.
I'm gonna get bashed by fucking fluorescent light bulbs for an hour and a half, and I don't want that.
It's good for
Have
your
you
diet.
watched
It's not the I love JCW. It's great. I don't want to participate in it.
Should we all go through and like say what we were gonna like, what our gimmicks would be if we were wrestlers?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
100%.
Yes,
100%.
but yes, I have considered it. It's definitely on the table, but the closest thing to me is like 2 hours away, and I don't think I'm able to do that.
Okay, so I have experience with that because when I started training, it was 2 hours to the ring and then 2 hours back. And let me tell you, the ride back home after taking bumps, running the ropes, and all that other shit, never again. I'm only ever going to start training again when the ring is in the same city that I live. So you're making a wise decision. Like, you would be coming back home, like, feeling like absolute death.
Just feeling like shit. Because I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna be like, oh, there's a piece of barbed wire still in my ass.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go around the room and share our what our gimmicks would be if we were wrestlers. You can say your wrestling style, your signature move, whatever.
I'll go
Don't all
first.
rush at the same time now. Yeah, go Roxy.
So whenever I play like whenever I was a little kid, my gimmick was basically just like the early John Cena gimmick, like mid 2000s
yeah.
John Cena, like cargo
Thugonomics?
pants. Yeah, but now it's changed since I'm not like a little kid anymore. Now it's basically like it's kind of like a weird crossover between like Sting and Hardy. So it's like if I saw the Crow and then I did what Sting did, but I actually like stayed true to the character.
Okay. So you said like between Sting and Jeff Hardy, and I was thinking, oh, so like the Enigma.
Yeah, kind of like that actually.
Yeah, except not like high out of your mind in the ring when you're supposed to be working.
Yeah, I guess the only issue with that would be is that with how much cigarettes I smoke, it would probably be like a really exhausting experience. And plus, the only promotion near me is OVW, and I'm pretty sure that they're not looking for Jeff Hardy wannabes in that promotion.
Yeah, I don't think so either, unfortunately. But
I don't know what they're looking for over there.
They
dropped everyone that they had from Limitless Wrestling. They got picked up from the whole like 2007 WWE monopolization scoop of the indies when they were trying to beat out AEW to the punch, and that ended up where it is now.
I get commercials on TV for like OVW since they're based in like the nearest city to me, which is only like a 45-minute drive, and it honestly just looks like a ripoff of MLW and current day NWA. So
yeah, it's basically like it's PG era WWE. Not very offensive, not very good. Not to say that offensive things are good. It's that there's no characters. They're all in training. It was a developmental until they went independent.
I will say PG
also fuck Al Snow.
wrestling. Yeah, fuck Al Snow. But I will say, like, it is possible to have good PG wrestling. Case in point, Bray Wyatt, John Cena in that Funhouse match at WrestleMania.
Or how, like, was Owen versus Brett. That's a good PG match.
Yeah.
That is perfect. You can have, like, when it comes to, like, if you want everyone to be involved in a family wrestling thing, go tech. Don't go edgy. Don't go, like, just have face versus face for the whole thing, and you can do it. And like, I don't know, I think AEW's better at having face versus face matches than even having heels in the first place, because they usually end up saying something distasteful that's not even all that funny.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I favor having technically skilled wrestlers, because they can make any match entertaining just from a technical standpoint. You don't have to have that sort of pop you get with being offensive or being, non-PG. You can just watch people. Rey Mysterio is a great PG wrestler.
Yeah, and it's not to say that like I don't want to see trash wrestling, but that can be like there are so many different ways to think about something in the mechanics and the writing and stuff. That's why I like kind of booking URL shows like it's a wrestling show in some
Skilled,
Yeah.
skilled wrestlers can do garbage wrestling. It is a lot harder to get garbage wrestlers to do skillful shows. It's literally just giving yourself options.
Okay. So let's get back on track though. Let's keep going with our what our gimmicks would be, signature moves, etc., etc. Who's next?
I gotta say, I think I have a pretty good gimmick. It would be the professor. I would come out in a lab coat and like safety goggles, and it would just be trash wrestling the whole time. And then I would drink like a beaker of just probably just like blue Gatorade and power up.
That's great.
And so like for most of the match, I'm just like throwing like breakaway glass at people full of whatever, and they can pretend it's acid or poison or whatever.
Okay.
And then I get knocked onto definitely a heel gimmick.
Oh.
But I really like the idea of someone just grabbing the safety goggles I wear, pulling them away from my face, like blowing some sort of foreign substance into there, and then snapping the goggles back. I think that would be just a great spot right there.
You know what promotion you would fit in amazingly with that?
What?
I think that would be like the perfect like gimmick for like DDT.
So yeah, that kind
okay,
of gimmick would fit
perfect.
right at home in DDT.
Oh, can I change my dream match from what whatever I said and change it instead to Pep, whatever your wrestler name would be, versus the Gobbledygooker?
No, we got to make a triple threat between those two, and we have to add in like the Yeti or the Mummy.
Yes, the Yeti.
Or the shock.
Please let it be the
All I'm
Yeti.
thinking about now though is fucking kaiju combat at this point. Because that's what this is turning into very rapidly.
God, Kaiju Combat is such a good watch.
It's it's so good.
I miss Scotty Too Hottie.
Theo in the chat
Raturday.
wants to know if we've talked about intro music yet.
We have
not.
I don't think.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, so not everyone's done their gimmick and character yet, so we'll get through that.
Yeah. Who's next?
So
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Like I came out around the same time that I started watching wrestling, so I was just like, oh, what's like the coolest name to pick that sounds like a wrestler? Amber Mortem. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
And so ever since then, it's kind of just, I can turn it on, and I become the
that would
best
actually-
fucking thing in the world.
That should be like a really.
I'm
cool
a psycho
wrestling
bitch,
game.
but you don't want to get in the ring with me, do you?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like shit. I can't remember her name, but it reminds me. It kind of reminds me of like the Insanity. What was that? Was that the name of that like that group in NXT with like Big Damo and everyone? What was it, like Sanity or whatever?
Sanity, yeah.
Sanity.
That kind of reminds
Yeah.
me of that her gimmick.
Oh yeah. I think I remember who you're talking about. She has a new gimmick now, like the superhero gimmick.
Yeah,
I'm-
she's
Oh,
basically,
oh,
she's
Nikki
basically
Ash.
just female
Oh, yeah.
Owen Hart.
Nikki Ash, almost a superhero. There's 4 words, even though her last name, it's 3 it's WWE. It doesn't play like actual logic. like the spelling isn't right, but they're playing off like, oh, there's no spelling errors. Don't.
Don't worry
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
Okay, Veska, I think you also haven't gone
Yeah.
yet.
So I don't have too many details, but growing up, my favorite wrestler for like a good few years was Glacier.
Yeah. Glacier is
Whoa.
coming.
Glacier is basically Sub-Zero, but a wrestler.
Yes.
That is
So-
fantastic. That's so,
So-
good.
Hang on, how about this? Hang on. How about, sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you real quick to just say this. Stand back! There's a hurricane coming through.
My God.
Every time I see Hurricane, I just mark out just because I love him so much.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, also my finisher would be an Inzaguri.
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
I love finishers that are just like the most basic move because it feels so good to see.
Well, I mean,
Spinning
credit
kick, Inzaguri.
fucking
Mostly
the people's elbow.
RVD moves. Yeah.
The people's elbow was brilliant. It's literally just a shitty elbow drop, but he pulls off the pad. Fantastic. Everyone loves it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like moves like Black Mass and Curb Stomp. I just love those moves as like finishing moves just because they're so cool.
Yeah.
The only one of those moves that I just don't like is fucking Hogan's fucking stupid elbow drop.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Hogan
the
was
double
never
leg
known for his
drop.
wrestling.
Yeah, or the leg drop.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, he paid for it anyways because the leg drop is what fucked his back. So,
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I forgot.
yeah. So, now that we've.
Well, hold up. I haven't gone yet.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
Did-
finish mine.
Yeah, did you want to finish yours, Veska?
Damn, I forgot already. Fuck.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, kind of you go.
Yeah, so honestly, I've always had like two ideas of what I was going to do. One was either going to be like this character that was going to be like a face character. Oh, in both cases, it was going to be a high flyer. But one was like this idea of like this Yuka Sakazaki or Riho character with like a lot of high energy and just that kind of vibe that those two give. And the other one that I was thinking was like going to be like this Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens kind of badassery attitude as well coming down the ring. And for a finisher, based off everything that I've seen done for finishers coming from a bunch of promotions and a bunch of generations, I'd say something like the Red Arrow would be like my favorite kind of thing to do as a finisher.
Oh, that's a really good
Ooh.
choice.
Yeah.
If I could if I could put it off, I would do a Black Arrow. But there's no fucking way. I'm 6'3". I can't do that.
Yeah. I think I would have like my two moves would probably be a crossbody. What do you call it? A crossbody clothesline. If you either
Yeah.
put someone into the ropes and then you just crossbody.
Oh, yeah.
Because it looks violent as fuck. It probably hurts like a bitch, but it's so sick.
Well,
It
and
looks
you're
so
only
violent.
going to be doing it once or twice a match.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I'm 117 pounds, so half the time it probably wouldn't work. But still. And then the other one. I'm gonna be realistic because if I was acrobatic, it would probably be a 450 splash or a senton bomb, or senton splash, I guess you call it, whatever. But- yeah, but I think if I was thinking realistically, probably. Oh God. Drop kick in the corner, like they're. Or no, even better. Other opponent is in the Tree of Woe position, so like they've got they're upside down and their legs are hooked on the top turnbuckle, and sliding kick, like a baseball slide.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
like
feel like
Dustin Rhodes' old finish as Gold Dust, like his illegal finish. Yeah, when he would
I
like,
forgot about that.
Yeah,
I
when he
just
would
say
choose to
how
run
much
people and
I
just
love
kick 'em in the
Gold
balls.
Dust?
Gold Dust is great. I love.
He was a great
I
supporting
fucking-
character who should
Oh
have
yeah,
had better.
he's. I was gonna say he's not
Yeah.
a great central character, but he's a great, just like kind of creepy, slimy.
Mhm.
I love Gold Dust so much.
I gotta say, I love that one spot where it was Gold Dust and somebody else. I can't remember who the wrestler was. But there was a spot where Gold Dust was going to kiss the other wrestler on the mouth. And the wrestler was like, "That's not fucking happening. The only way I'm doing
Oh, that was
put your hand
Ultimate
over."
Warrior.
Yeah,
Was it Ultimate
Yeah.
Warrior?
Yeah, because
Okay, because like it was like the only way I'm doing it is if you separate our lips with your hand, and Gold Dust didn't do that, and he was like fucking furious.
You know what? I'm okay with that, just because Warrior is such a prick.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah,
in
he was.
his defense, I don't think he knew where he was ever.
Yeah, fair. That's
That man.
I don't
that
think
man
he was aware of- Yeah,
That man was coked up 24/7,
Yeah, he was
365.
But
and I
think
don't
it can be
think he
said for,
really
like-
knew what was going on, like in the storylines, because yeah,
Someone just rattles his cage, throws a handful of blow on the floor, and says, "Hey, you're wrestling today." And
Yeah.
that was basically Ultimate Warrior's life.
I think you
fucking
could say that
God.
for like every wrestler from the '80s. Like if you go back and
Mick
watch, like,
Foley,
promos,
I don't believe Mick Foley did anything harder than marijuana. I don't care what
Foley
he
around
said.
in the '80s though.
Yeah, but he did a lot.
Yeah.
he became a hardcore legend in the 80s.
I thought it was early
Yeah.
'90s.
That too.
Him might have
Early
been.
'90s is when he was it?
When he fucking gave
I don't
it.
know if he ever wrestled in ECW. I think he was mostly just.
Yes, he was in
did.
ECW. Yes, yes.
Okay,
That's where
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
see
yeah.
a rip
On
off
the,
that.
he spat on the ECW belt when he had it because
Yeah,
he was
that
so
was-
frustrated. Not at at the promotion, just at himself, because he could have done better. But that looked bad on the growing promotion of ECW at the time. And
F.
yeah, no, ECW. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went over from ECW to, I think he was kind of in between Cactus Jack at WCW and WWF, so kind of picking and choosing in between those few years. But yeah, from what I've heard, he's pretty clean. He just likes drinking tea and eating hamburgers.
I was gonna say Mick Foley is funny because you hear about all of the injuries he's had and all of the concussions he's had, and I need to read more of his book because I've just read like snippets. But I gotta imagine that man would have been curing cancer if he hadn't fucking wrestled.
With the amount of like,
He's so smart, and he has had his head fucked up so many times, and he's still so smart.
Yeah, I am like, as somebody who also suffered from like brain trauma, like physical
Same.
brain trauma as a kid. I used to play fucking hockey, and I was the shortest kid on the fucking team, so of course I was gonna get fucking thrown into the boards every chance somebody had. But I am thoroughly shocked that by the fact that a human being can be put through a match like Mick Foley versus The Undertaker at Hell in a Cell and not be a complete vegetable.
well, then you have
stunned by that.
Yeah, but it's like he did like that was 97, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Mick, yeah. Let me.
In 93 in FMW, like him and Terry Funk were doing exploding barbed wire match stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And Flames, like the shit that ECW would cornerstone 8 years later almost,
Yeah. It was the 80s.
It was
98.
98. Yep.
98, yeah.
Like he fucking proved himself time and time again. It was mostly in Japan. Like he brought that level of hardcore in America very, very rarely, at least if it was on TV, because the standards were set that, like, yeah, you could bleed, but only if you were like the 5 chosen people in charge.
Did you hear the interview of him talking about that Hell in a Cell match?
Yeah.
Like, he was talking about, like, he remembers falling through, he remembers going through the table, and then he remembers nothing, and then he, like, came to, like, he finished the match just completely out of it, and then, like, 30 minutes to 45 minutes later, backstage, they were like, hey, great job, you did amazing. He's like, wait, I fucking wrestled?
Yeah, concussions are fucking wild.
And even like, even when it all happened, the Undertaker, you could see it in the camera where he's like, "Oh fuck me," and the look in his eyes.
I fucking killed him.
Oh yeah, when the ref goes and checks Mick's like pulse, that's shoot.
Yeah, that was. Do we have to call the paramedics?
Was this before or after Owen Hart? Whenever that
This was after.
After, yeah.
That's probably why they were so fucking scared.
Yeah, because
Owen Hart
Mick
was
had
80.
Yeah, no, that wasn't 80. That was late 90s.
I thought Owen Hart.
Owen Hart had
91.
come back from WCW by that point.
Oh, that was 99. Oh my god! So this was actually before Owen Hart.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, it was.
Can I also mention, I actually just learned this a couple days ago when I was going through wrestling videos on YouTube. As it turns out, when Mick hit the mat, he was I can't remember.
The other time he fell from 20 feet up.
But yeah, but like when Mick Foley hit the mat in the ring, he. Okay, maybe I'm misremembering this video, but he wasn't knocked out by hitting the ring. He was knocked out by the chair that had fell down and hit him in the head.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're talking about the other time he fell 20 feet. I'm talking about the time he fell 20 feet into the announcer's table. You're talking about the time he was.
The same match.
This
is the same match. That's why I'm saying, like, no human being goes through that kind of hell in a cell match and, like, doesn't become a vegetable, because not only did he fall 20 feet to the outside of the ring onto the announcer's table or the commentary table,
the chair. Okay,
he then climbed again and then got put through the hell in the cell.
Yeah,
yeah. And then a chair fell down and smacked him on the head. That's where you get that picture of one of his teeth poking through his nostril.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Tough son of a bitch,
and he
but
survived that, and he survived that, and he doesn't have dementia yet.
No, again, that's why I'm saying. Again, that's why I'm saying Mick Foley would have been like Stephen Hawking tier in intellect if he hadn't gotten his shit slapped multiple times.
And that Hell in the Cell match was like old Hell in the Cell, where it was basically just like a bunch of mesh on some wire.
Yeah.
So that's even more scary to think about.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Mick Foley concussions, why don't I take one to the Creme Dome?
I don't know. I've had a couple concussions. It's not fun.
It really isn't. I've had.
I wasn't meaning it that way. I was meaning a different way.
Oh.
Ready? Switch my camera to B cam or something.
I would like to announce that Ratty is not currently there at the moment.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Ratty is currently eating General Tso's chicken because Hootwheelz is doing such a good job, according to
It really is.
their Twitter.
You are actually doing an amazing job, Hoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the show's going really.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of worried about helping host this episode because I know about wrestling, but I don't know a lot. Like, I know about the Golden Lovers, but I still have yet to take the time to sit down and watch that arc in New Japan.
It's a beautiful arc.
I have watched the essential indie wrestling experience, Okada versus Omega. I have seen that.
Good.
Have you seen Bryan versus Omega at PWG?
at PWG.
Oh,
I have not
you
seen-
mean John Jacob Jinglehammer Schmidt versus John Jinglehammer?
Oh my fucking lord, yes.
I haven't seen that, but I have seen some PWG matches, including the I'm pretty sure
The
she was
thumb?
going by. I'm pretty sure she was going by this name in the Indies as well as on WWE. But Candice LeRae
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
with the thumbtack boot spot. I watched that match.
Yeah. I was thinking
I-
the thumb combo line
Oh, the thumb
No.
with
spot
Ultimo
is
Dragon.
best.
And,
Oh, that wasn't
but
Ultimo.
I
That was Jushin.
Oh, sorry.
I have to say, that was a point where I was like, indie wrestling fucks. Was when Candice LeRae took a fucking thumbtack-filled boot to the face, super kick style, and I was just like, "You are fucking insane!" And I was like, "This is sick. I need to watch more of that."
Yeah, you
But
take
I
the
was
most
worried about
badass fucking woman in wrestling and then throw her in NXT, and now she's
Yeah.
not doing jack shit.
I have to ask. I have to ask for everyone. What is your favorite spot of all time in wrestling?
Favorite spot?
Yeah, like just favorite
Oh.
like crazy shit that it's ever happened in wrestling. What's your favorite one?
Oh god, what was the one that I freaked out of the other month? I remember a spot that I freaked out on.
Something
Does it
that
have
stuck
to-
with me for a while, and it's mostly because I used it in my first URL show, like my URL set. The Terry Funk versus Onita match I was mentioning earlier. The exploding timer match, exploding ring with a timer and everything, and they're in the ring at the end after just bowling out, and like yeah, at the end the ring fucking explodes because it's FMW, like it's going to explode, and these are like this fucking rigged to go, and it's dangerous.
Okay,
so
so just
Onita
to- just
gets
to-
on top of them, and like it's not a real like move spot, but it's just like, oh shit, this is like they're both in danger. One's gonna get on top of each other, and yeah.
Okay, just to clarify, we're talking about an exploding ring that doesn't just kind of go like AEW's. We're not talking about like, we're talking about like boom type shit, right?
Yeah. We're talking
Yeah.
about the Japanese exploding ring where they just actually
Okay.
play C4 around it and call it a day.
And the thing
Okay.
is with AEW, that one specifically, is that the contractor ran out of explosives by the time they made it, because they were using so many explosives that they just like, yeah. And so Tony Khan was like, all right, well, we're not gonna go with them because they're too safe. We need more.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Okay. I think. Oh God, what's my favorite spot? Oh, I know exactly the tope suicida fake out. When the wrestlers are running towards the ropes, they look like they're gonna dive through, and then they jump, and then they hook their arms on top of the rope, and then have their neck below the rope, so they just kind of bounce backward. I love the tope suicida fake out. It's so fucking cool.
That's a really good choice. I love that spot.
I also love Samoa Joe's spots where somebody does a top turnbuckle move and he just walks away.
Yeah, I love that.
That's also a really good move.
When Punk did that in All Out against Darby, he just like sat up like Undertaker and just laughed. That was fucking great.
Yeah. That
Oh
was
yeah, that's why I
great against
fucking love
Darby
Bruiser
Allin.
Bodie.
Yeah.
Like,
So there was
I
a lot
do-
of
my
there was a lot
favorite-
of like sorry.
So I just want to finish off my thought by saying I think my favorite part of the whole thing is that every single time he does it, he turns to the hard cam. It's so good.
During the Darby Allin versus Punk match, there was like a lot of like callbacks to old Bret Hart matches where he would just like recreate spots, and I think that's so fucking cool. You can do that.
The
in wrestling.
very first move was I saw the very first move and I was like, oh fuck, this is going to be one of those matches. And that was where they were doing a bit of chain wrestling, and then at one point Darby throws Punk over his shoulder, does like a reversal or whatever, and CM Punk's just sitting there for a bit, and then he does that whole not bad. Like I once I saw that, I was like, "Fuck, this is gonna be a good match," and it was a really good match.
That match actually fucks. That's such a good match.
Such a good classic match of varying styles with CM Punk trying to control the speed of the match and Darby Allin trying to just go full rampage fast as possible. It was good.
So my favorite spot of all time in wrestling is just anytime Jeff Hardy just climbs up something big and just swantons off of it.
Yep. That would be an easy third. Top spot. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you ask me 15 if you ask 15 years younger me, I would absolutely say anything Jeff Hardy does is my favorite spot. But right now it's like
My favorite one of all time that he did was the episode of Raw in like 2007 where he just swantons off the Titantron onto Randy Orton.
yeah.
Such
God,
such a good moment.
Yeah, that was insane. Like, man. Who else wants to talk about their favorite
All
spot?
right. So like my favorite spot may be legit when like there's a lot of spots for me to like decide between, but really I got to say what sticks out for me the most is when Darby Allin ragdolls when he takes a bump. Like just it's so over the top.
Yeah.
It's just so like.
I like the way that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, he really puts over whatever that move was in a way that it's hard to describe in words.
Yeah. No, he sells really, really well. It looks really realistic when he sells.
My friend,
and I will say as well, switching over from WWE, watching WWE when I was a kid, and then getting into the indies, I like how indie wrestlers are selling moves now.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they sell.
Danhausen's
of them,
hypnosis.
Yeah, some of them have been doing the Ric Flair thing where they look gassed and then they go all like Super Saiyan for a bit and then they just like fall on the floor. They just
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's great. Yeah. I think there was a spot in AEW. I can't remember if it was pay-per-view or not, but it was between these two dudes in black and red wrestling tights going up against Sting. They put Sting through the table. Both of them, like one of them, literally as soon as Sting goes through the table, he just like flat out just planks on the ground. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh, he's probably gassed and he's selling it that way. It's really funny. And then they both kind of get up and Sting's already up before them. That was great.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm surprised at how 2.0 got like in the main well, I wouldn't say main tag team scene, but they got pretty fast up there pretty quickly. Like they were having match after match on every single day, and it's like, damn, they really want to push these guys because they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
They're great on TV. Like they're just genuinely funny, and I want that.
Yeah, 2.0. I'll have to remember that because I did watch them on Rampage.
Just like two guys from Jersey, basically.
Can I interject just briefly, please?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I left the show and made noodles for like half an hour.
Yeah, we saw your tweet.
There's my noodles. They're on stream right now. Also, Foos might be joining us in just a second here.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be great. Anybody else who hasn't gone and
yeah, I was just really thinking about this, and I'd say the one spot that I really remember and love the most was the Seth Rollins curb stomp onto Randy Orton, and then pops up into the air only to get RKO'd. Because like that fucking blew my fucking mind with how the height that Seth Rollins got from that curb stop leap.
Thank you for mentioning that. Because that is one spot that I do recognize as being very good in WWE was AJ Styles, I think a couple times has faked out Randy Orton going for the RKO. and it's always so cool because he just like goes up for it and he's like, oh fuck, I missed it. But yeah, like the Randy Orton's mid-air RKO catches were always so, oh my god, they always looked so devastating when I watched him.
They really
in
did.
his original run with I think it was Evolution, was it? Or
Yeah, I think
oh
his
god,
original
what was
run
his
was
old
Evolution.
stable?
No, it
Yeah,
was Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
whenever he
Triple
did,
H and Ric Flair.
And Batista.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and Batista.
I saw my first
whenever
Batista match the other day. It was a tag team. He was tagging with the Big Show, I believe.
I walk for miles inside this pit of danger.
I didn't grow up with wrestling, so it just doesn't work with me really. It's like I don't get the whole just big beefy no like ego, like not really ego but no character, like I don't know, at least at that
Yeah.
point.
Characters that are
Now
just
he's
big
like,
and all they
you know,
are
he
is just big
can
muscles.
act in
Like,
Hollywood all he wants now.
basically the Great Khali.
Yeah.
And the thing is, WWE fucked up the Great Khali. He was
They really
he was great in New Japan. Like, you can only do so much with someone that tall. But
Yeah.
he was used way better, way more significantly, and a legit threat. Like, oh,
Yeah.
this dude could just stomp on you and you're dead.
Yeah.
But in WWE, he's just a guy who takes his time to stroll down.
Yeah,
And
he didn't take any bumps in WWE. Like he didn't sell anything.
that's because at that point I don't think he could really, and that's
I think he was told not to sell, and it looked bad
because Vince is too safe, and that's why so many people are going to AEW, because bosses know how to keep you safe, but it's also up to you on how much you want to do. Like, there is a level of equal consent. Not just, you can't do it because I told you to, not to. It's like, when Paulie Dangerous went on, okay, so Paul Heyman used to be Paulie Dangerous in his WCW days, and pre ECW days, and he started as someone on the mic in WWSA or whatever it was, basically the big Memphis promotion with Jerry the King Lawler, like his promotion that had Sid and The Undertaker before they went on to New York. And so, like, yeah, Paulie Dangerous was a little shit. He was like, hey, viewers, you're a bunch of lesbians. And it's like, well, that's it was something very tame, where it's like, oh, actually, no, you should invite the gays to watch this. But Jerry Lawler was like, you can't say lesbians on television. And that's the bit.
That's the whole bit.
That's a bit.
The whole enchilada.
And that's a shoot.
I just realized we never actually talked about what our like entrance musics would be if we ever became wrestlers. I just realized.
That was gonna be the next thing that I said. Try your best to pick one song that you would use for your entrance theme, and then also your favorite entrance theme, like AEW, WWE, and JPW. It doesn't matter. Your favorite other wrestlers' entrance theme. I'll start off by saying, if I had to fucking pick one, it would probably be. Actually, I went through this earlier today with Ratty. Probably Immediate Results by Art Jacko, because it's like this Ratty said this earlier. It was like, it sounds like music for musicians. It's like really fast math prog, really complex, but it has a really good melody, really good beat, and I feel like it would be a really good entrance theme for somebody who's like, sort of like, I'm super stoked to be here. I'm so hyper. I'm really ready to wrestle and everything, and then I get my shit kicked in. but yeah, I think I would probably pick Immediate Results by Arch Echo, and I think my favorite wrestling theme. Oh God. It's so hard to pick because there's so many good ones. Batista has a good one. Randy Orton has a good one. The Hardy Boys have a really good one. The Undertaker during his the Undertaker during his, oh God, what do you even call it? The one where he would ride a chopper into the
his
arena.
biker arc. Yeah.
His biker phase, yeah.
Yeah.
Biker Taker. That entrance theme with fucking Limp Bizkit, as dated as it is, still kicks ass. Stone Cold's is really good, but if I had to pick one, probably Lita's singles entrance.
I actually use Lita's entrance music on 2K for my create a character.
So did I.
Bull Nakano's entrance is pretty good. I'd say like Darby Allin, of course, Danhausen.
Oh, Darby Allin's entry music is really good, but it had to
Yeah.
grow on me because I wasn't really a big fan of the vocals at first. I was like,
Mhm.
I don't.
I like that song more than any other song from that artist. So
Yeah, I figured it was probably going to be that kind of way with me too. Is listening to that song, I'm like, I'm probably not going to like anything else I make.
Ice Train from WCW and Harlem Heat. They're both, and Booker T, his WWF, well, early E theme song. That's kind of like industrial, kind of like almost a video game, like PS1 video game sounding. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I posted what I would use as an entrance in the playlist in the server, but I'll get the name. It's not in English, so
yeah.
Salwai Meyanto, and the song is Hypercubo, and that's it's so god
Yeah,
fucking hype.
Oh yeah, who else?
Probably said it wrong, but
So since my wrestler is basically just Jeff Hardy's Enigma, I would have to use. I think the music that I would end up using is this song from this band called Mass Gothic, and the song name is I think it's called Nice Night or something like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a slow, like really like grungy song.
That was gonna be my first theme like years ago.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess if I had to pick a favorite theme song, it would probably be one of Jeff Hardy's TNA themes from like 2013. I can't remember the actual name of the song though, but I know it's one of the songs that Jeff actually like wrote and like sung on his own.
Oh, by the way, I totally just remembered this. We'll get back to getting everybody's entrance themes soon. I just wanted to say this real quick. I remember there's this Facebook group I'm in. That's like a fantasy wrestling Facebook group where basically you cut a promo and then the organizer of the group watches all your promos, like he books the matches and then watches all the promos and then determines who wins based on whose promos he liked more. And my entrance theme for that was actually a song called I Spend My Days Wishing Them Away by Employed to Serve. And I just remembered like I used that song. And I'm like, actually, that would probably be my entrance song because it slaps so hard. The riff is so good. I'm gonna post the link in chat, but
I was in something similar to that, but with like 2K, it was like a Facebook wrestling league where you would just send in like your creative characters, and then he would just have them fight, and then you would just do like promos in like the group. It was really cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, I love this type of shit too, because like I'd been away from this group for a while because I just kind of fell out of. I got tired of like the wrestling thing. I had stopped training at that point, so I was like, I don't want to think about this anymore. It just makes me sad. And just yesterday, I got back into it. They have a pay-per-view or quote-unquote pay-per-view at the end of the month, and I figured I'd cut a promo where I'm just like, "Hey guys, don't mind me. If you remember me, great. I'm just chumming around, gonna watch the pay-per-view if you don't mind, and I cut my promo while I was smoking a cigarette. It was pretty badass.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. Okay, so Roxy, you said I think you said what entrance music you would use, or was it entrance music that you like? I can't
It was
remember.
both. It was both.
Okay, you already did both. Okay,
Yeah.
who's next?
Right.
I guess because of the theming of the character that I was thinking about for myself, I would have to go, and I know it's a little cliche, but blinded me with science.
Oh my god, that's great.
Either that or Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al.
Dare to be stupid. Dare to be... Yeah, that's a good one. I think you would be I think you would benefit a lot from just leaning really hard into that gimmick because
And
it's
that's-
already pretty silly. So just lean even hard. The harder you lean into the gimmick, the better it gets.
Again, you're talking to the guy who like enjoyed kaiju combat, which was absolutely over the top.
Yeah.
And then in terms of like themes of actual like wrestlers, I gotta say I loved Brodus Clay's "Funk Is on a Roll."
Yeah.
It
was a
was
pretty good
just so funky.
Yeah.
It was just so funky. I couldn't handle it.
I feel so bad about Brodus Clay because his entrance was
That's
it
another
slapped.
character.
And that's another character that I think WWE underutilized. But at the time, I was like, I was so conflicted about Brodus Clay at the time when he was on WWE because that was before I turned into a complete mark.
We're all
and-
marks here.
Yeah, but that was before I turned into an indie mark. And I was looking at Brodus Clay, and I was like, I want to like you because
But I can't.
know that you are I know this gimmick is capable of greatness.
But
Vinnie
probably
Mac
not
is
in
a
the
fucking
WWE.
cunt, and he's not gonna do it right.
Yeah, if he was in pretty much any other promotion that was even a little silly, he would have been champion of everything forever. But because he was in the WWE and the WWE decided we want to be serious right now, he got fucking buried.
And what irks me a lot as well is that there are some gimmicks that are just almost impossible to try and put over. Like, it's entirely possible to put over even the dumbest gimmick. Case in point, The List. Jericho put that thing over so easy. And I mean, it's not a surprise because he's a great wrestler. He's got a great mind into the psychology of wrestling, but it's a fucking list. And he says, you know what? You just made the list. And then he writes really aggressively. It sounds stupid. And yet every other wrestler around him sold it like it was the biggest fucking deal. And it went over. It wasn't dumb. Probably partially because it was attached to Jericho, who was already a really good wrestler at the time. So everybody loves everything he does. But I don't think even Jericho would have been able to pull off the Brodus Clay thing.
No, absolutely.
Fandango also existed, and he got pretty close to getting it over, but wasn't quite there.
Fandango had two problems, though. He was slightly effeminate, and he was not aggressively American. So he can't. He had two marks against him right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when Fandango,
But I did,
like...
I will... Sorry, I'll just add this. I feel
no
like
worries.
I would give him more credit, though, because he damn near got it over. There were a couple points where I felt like I was immersed in that character. Though, but
Fandango as a character was great. I'm just saying that the writers at WWE and more importantly Vince McMahon could never fully put over that gimmick.
Oh yeah, because he was foreign.
They didn't trust in it.
He was effeminate.
Right.
Yeah, like you can sell any gimmick. You can sell, like, there just needs to be confidence behind it, and there really isn't. Like,
no, they
Bruce
go
Pritchard
they go
and Vince McMahon don't have They only have confidence in Roman Reigns because he's part of the family they've helped do business with for a very long time.
Right.
Same thing with kind of everyone else there right now.
They know Roman Reigns is loyal. They're not 100% on anybody else, it feels like.
Yeah.
And that's why they're only really pushing him.
And that's why my dream match was him losing.
Yeah, and that's why it's
Eventually he will. Eventually he will. He's kind of a Bret Hart right now.
It's been it has been 345 days though, which is a long time.
Yeah.
Not the longest time.
Oh no, they have 5 years plans for him. The thing is they skirted that. They fast forward that by about 4 years with the whole Brock Lesnar recently returning, because that was planned for the WrestleMania before the Hollywood WrestleMania or whatever. Unlike there was supposed to be like 5 years, 4 or 5 years where Roman Reigns every year at WrestleMania or whatever big event chips another legend down. You know, right. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, whoever have you, who's Kurt Angle maybe.
Brock Lesnar.
Basically turn every classic character into a jobber for Reigns.
Yeah, and that's how they got rid of Brian, because it was a loser leaves town. Well, he did leave town and popped up in another one a few months later.
Yeah. Ratty, by the way, I'm gonna go outside and have a cigarette, so take control of the floor as best you can. I'll be right back.
Oh, I can't do that. I'm so stoned. Hi.
You got this.
You're a talk show host. You've done this a bunch of times.
I'm
you can do it.
so sweaty. Can I take my shirt off?
I don't think anyone's gonna be able to tell.
Oh, okay. I probably should have just kept that to myself then. I'm so fucking sweaty. Oh my god.
Dude, I like that you're just now going out for a smoke, yet I've gone through like half my pack the entire podcast.
Oh shit, that's a good idea right now.
You all are goofs. You need to just do dip.
No, you just need to like open the window.
Oh my god.
No.
Just do dip.
Yeah, do dip. By all means.
Yeah, just
fuck up your jaw instead of fucking up your jaw, your throat, and your lungs. Come on.
Yeah, but like I got one cig left in my pack, so I may as well do that.
Just fucking dip it, bud. Fuck me.
Fucking packing dips and ripping lips, bud.
Who's the most Canadian wrestler?
The most Canadian wrestler?
Bret
The
Hart.
Mountie.
It's Bret Hart.
The Mountie.
Or what's his name? The Wolf something. He was okay. So there is a upcoming. I don't think it's out yet, but an upcoming Dark Side of the Ring episode on Vice television. It's like a really good documentary series. I usually don't recommend them because they're kind of hokey and liberal soft takes, but Dark Side of the Ring is produced and directed by like the people who made Hobo with Shotgun, I believe, and like a whole bunch of other really good shit. They know what they're doing.
Wait,
and
Hobo with Shotgun?
Yeah, they're respecting like what they want to tell. They're actual documentarians.
Isn't Hobo with Shotgun the movie that like had like the Trailer Park Boys in it?
Yes, it is. They kill. I remember they killed.
Yeah.
So I just need a little clarification here.
So many. Yes.
Do you want to know like which wrestlers are Canadian, or you just want to know which ones like most of the stereotype?
Fuck, I don't know. I lost track of the conversation 15 seconds ago.
Sorry, I was gonna say there was one jobber in WCW that was like an outlaw leader of like the top fucking biker gang in Canada, and WCW had no idea until they shut down.
Oh my goodness.
So to answer Ratty's question, does it have? I have to answer it. I have to ask a question. Does it have to be a real wrestler?
Fuck, bud. What other kind is there?
Because I want to say it's definitely the Green Bastard from Trailer Park Boys.
Okay.
Yes, good answer.
The Green.
Honestly, you know who I think the most Canadian wrestler is?
Who?
The most genuinely Canadian wrestler is Hacksaw Jim Duggan, an American pretending to be a Canadian.
Hacksaw
Okay.
Jim.
Wait, how so?
Yeah, how so?
So is
So,
Kevin Owens.
so his whole shtick was like he's super patriotic. Then he got busted for smoking pot and drinking under the influence. When he
What the
came,
That's the only way to drink.
yeah, with Shiki Baby,
Shiki baby.
and so he came to WCW, and his whole shtick was "Fuck America! I'm on Team Canada now." Like that was his whole. It was the cheapest heat. It was bullshit.
No,
And
it's
so,
so good.
and so his whole thing was, yeah, fuck America. They hate me now. So now
Well,
I'm
he did
Canadian.
eventually go back to ho.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
like
And that was
6
like,
years later.
well, yeah, he was an early step over to WCW because he was kind of like, and he would like sometimes do higher mid cards or mid card shows.
Right.
But when he really started getting like weekly stuff is when Hogan finally dipped over for like a good few years.
Yeah, to be Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the whole joke there was that he's an American expat, and so he became like violently Canadian. Like took it really seriously for like 2 years.
And what killed WCW is like fucking like just like clicks and shit. I words pronunciations are hard, but yeah, just Hogan taking over everything and killing the business, and not in the fun way, just like laying shit over.
And he did it twice in a row because he did the same thing to TNA, or almost did.
I swear to God, once a promotion hires Hogan, it's when you know it's get ready to die.
God,
He's
At this point, I can definitely agree with that.
AEW, and his ex-wife were banned from AEW like
Good.
3 months in. So
I mean, Hogan
did
did
it.
come back to host WrestleMania. Maybe that's the reason why WWE is struggling so bad right now.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's the Hogan curse.
I could talk for hours on just how much I hate Hulk Hogan. He's not
And
even
again,
like ignoring all the shitty things he does. His in-ring work is just trash.
he was
he's great on the mic. He's great. He is great on the mic. I'm not going to take that away from him.
Sometimes he is, but
I think he was bad for the sport because he turned wrestlers into actors.
There's
actors who wrestle rather than wrestlers who
there's
act.
more than that. He was also a scab, and
right.
a union buster as
my
well.
God,
Don't
yeah.
forget about that.
no, he's just an all-around
Yeah,
bad
Olympian was
person.
trying to unionize wrestlers, but can't have that. And they were roommates.
I maintain that Iron Sheik should have broke his fucking arm when he had the chance.
I'll break your fucking wrist.
Could have done it.
Oh,
Shiki could have saved wrestling, but he was too loyal to the Vince McMahon.
So
was he though?
This brings up a topic I really want to, I'd like to talk about a bit, and that's the difference in how the two, how like AEW and WWE use old talent. Like
it's like night and day.
It's like night and day. Like when WWE does it, basically they're going to bury whoever's newer in that, because they want to cash in on nostalgia. But like AEW, like they're putting people over. You know, they brought in, we got new people, put them over, and they do it.
Yeah,
I mean, Pineapple Pete went to WWE developmental, but now he's back in the Indies. You know.
Yeah.
They had Pineapple Pete, a promising like future wrestler who's already over in the AEW crowd and kind of over in the WWE because there was crossover because of Jericho, but like he was really put over during like those I think there was like either Ohio or something recordings that were in like the soundstage basically. Yeah, during the like the heavy pandemic era. Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, gnat flew into my mouth as I came in from outside. Fucking sucked. Um, also, I just wanted to say one thing about what Paula Brady said in chat. Brett was never a heel, and that made me think about how absolutely idiotic it was to do the Montreal screw job in all places of Montreal.
Oh yeah, Vince can
Where-
Oh, yeah.
can never
where-
book like hometown hero shit. Also,
Yeah.
Brett cannot act.
Yeah.
Like he is just a genuine. He just wants to get in there and wrestle. He'll wrestle. That's what he likes to do. But if you've seen him act in Aladdin, a live action play. Oh, I'm looking all over the internet for this tape. If you have this tape of Bret Hart playing Aladdin, as he pronounces it, the genie, oh, I want that to be let out of the box. God.
Yeah.
There's like 2 trailers and they're all low quality. I need that tape. God damn it.
Yeah, but like God, it was such a bad idea to have the Montreal screw job happen in fucking Montreal of all places. Like that was.
I
so
mean,
stupid.
yeah, if it was not lampooned right after basically when he went to WCW, they could have had the world. They could have, you know, they were neck and neck. They're like main shows, so like they could have did it. Sorry, they could have done it, but yeah, always with the missteps. Too late, too soon.
Yeah. And okay, so just so I have this straight, the Montreal screw job was not a work, right?
No, that was not.
Okay. Just so I had things straight.
That
Wasn't it
was-
like there wasn't like some people thought it was a work and some people didn't know? Or...
They tried to
Yeah.
play it as a work after it happened,
Okay, yeah. Brett
But-
screwed Brett.
but they legitimately fucked up.
Yeah. Okay, so I have another question for everybody in here, and this one's an interesting one. We had our dream matches, but now I
Okay.
have a challenge for you. I remember watching. Oh God, what was it? Hang on a second. I gotta look this up just so I know where the match happened and who all was in it. Oh God, I gotta look this up. Hang on a second. Up. It was. Oh my God, I can't even find it.
Hello.
It was a match that took place a few years ago. That had Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair in it, and a couple other older guys. I think Shawn Michaels was in it, but I can't remember.
John Leg was.
Oh, is this the one where fucking Chris Jericho was facing all the legends and was trying to be like the legend killer or something like that?
I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
but
it was like a WrestleMania or something like that.
something like that. Yeah, and I remember Ricky Steamboat being in the best shape out of everybody.
Yeah,
So
Ricky Steamboat was actually did a really good job for that match when everybody else was. They looked like they shouldn't have been in the ring anymore, but Steamboat was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck."
yeah, like I remember watching the other guys. They got gassed after like a minute and a half, and Ricky Steamboat was still going.
Yeah.
Honestly, they could have brought in Tully as well, and
Yeah.
then like that Tully and Steamboat would have had some like back and forth, you know.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
at that point, like there were a few old schoolers that could still go because they were getting back in it, like just for the fun of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So keeping that in mind, if you had Ricky Steamboat at that shape, not the shape when he was in his prime, but in that kind of shape where he's an old guy and he's fucking Ricky Steamboat, everybody knows Ricky Steamboat. And then you had to put him up against new talent to put the new talent over. Who would the new talent be? Who would you book with Ricky Steamboat?
Kevin
Ooh, that's
Owens.
a good question.
Kevin
Yeah,
Owens
I
is
could
a
see
good
it.
answer.
At that point, yeah, especially with Jericho. you put him over. You always, anytime you can, you put Kevin Owens over.
Yeah.
In this question, can you define new talent for me?
New talent being like, I would like younger guys,
Well, who was in NXT at that
How
point?
young is young?
Yeah. Okay. So we're talking.
It's a dangerous question on the internet.
If you
Anyway.
can get someone from NXT involved at that point, like look at, if we can see the roster, then yeah, maybe pick one.
So we're
But Triple
talking
H is
about
like, hey,
we're talking about putting Ricky Steamboat in the shape that he was in that match up against Chris Jericho. I'm pretty sure. I feel like it was the Fatal 4-Way, but I might be wrong. But or like a tag team match or something. But anyway, Ricky Steamboat in that shape, and then you take either developing talent in AEW, so like like some of the newer guys in AEW, like they've been in indie wrestling for a while now, but you want to put them over. So you got people from AEW or NXT roster members, that kind of thing. So not new as in like super indie stuff, like
April
OVW,
2000,
whatever. But
April 5th, 2009, sorry, was WrestleMania 25 with the Jericho stuff. So like NXT wasn't around, Nexus was not a thing. We were talking like Tough Enough.
Are you talking?
No, I'm saying like new talent now. If you had Ricky
Who would you
Steamboat in the shape
who would
that he
you
was
push
then-
with that guy?
Because I'm not sure if he still has that level, that caliber. I haven't seen him wrestle lately. He does?
I said I don't think he does.
No,
okay.
not
But
at this
but
point.
yeah, if you had him
But
in
10
that
years
shape,
ago, yeah.
like if he was still able to put on a good match,
At his
who would you
peak,
put him up
got
against?
it.
Okay, so I have one.
All right.
Yeah.
I want Dragon versus Dragon. I want Ricky Steamboat versus Shingo Takagi.
Oh, that would be
Ooh.
fun to watch.
You
Steamboat versus
said Dragon
Daniel.
versus you said Dragon versus Dragon, and I immediately thought, oh, okay, so Ricky Steamboat versus Bryan Danielson.
I mean, that's the obvious answer.
Bryan Danielson is not
passing
new
of the-
talent, but
Yeah,
that
I was
would
gonna
be
say
a
he's not new talent. He's
Yeah,
been
that's-
around.
But it would
That-
be like it would be a WrestleMania style booked match.
yeah, that would be like a super dream match. That'd be a
So-
dream match for both the wrestlers and for everybody else to mark out over.
Yeah.
So I'm curious why Takagi, Veska.
I was just kind of sold on the Dragon versus Dragon.
Have Super
Fair,
Dragon. Have Super Dragon fight him.
Once the
Oh,
New
no.
Japan and AEW gates are fully open, yeah, I could see a few dragons coming over. Yeah.
Super Dragon.
Like, I mean, doesn't Ultimo Dragon like show up on comms all the time? And he
Ultimo
like,
Dragon really is. I mean, if we get Ultimo Dragon from the past, yes, but like Ultimo Dragon barely can do anything nowadays.
Didn't he trip over his cape at AAA?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, everyone trips sometimes. Fine.
so
Yeah.
to answer your question, I think Ricky Steamboat versus MJF would be a pretty good match.
Oh my God, that'd be so good.
Ooh, that would be
Ooh.
fun.
That'd be so
Yeah.
good. Oh my.
okay,
I-
God.
that would be
I-
like
with
Cena
there-
versus MGF, but like,
Yeah, I'm
good.
sitting here for like 5 minutes thinking, shit, what would be a good matchup for that? My
Mhm.
original idea was gonna be like Darby Allin, but I don't think it would pair well, so it has to be like MJF.
Yeah, I feel like I don't necessarily think I would consider MJF to be new talent because I feel like he's just so fucking good on the mic that he's already like there. He is like super over. Super over. But that said, I think I would be really excited to see what MJF says to Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah,
And just how savage he gets because I saw him oh God, was it Dynamite or Rampage? I think it was Dynamite this week where he just laid into Brian Pillman Jr.'s family, and it was.
Oh yeah, it was Rampage.
Yeah, it was Dynamite.
Rampage.
Yeah, it was Dynamite. Yeah. Oh my God, I was just sitting here. Some of the shit he says, like that. Some of it was the first time I'd ever react and been like, "Oh my God," to something that heel said on the mic. Like MJF is savage, and I'd love to see what he says to Ricky.
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay. Who else would put Ricky Steamboat against some new talent?
I mean, again,
I'm looking at the
come
notes
on.
just from Rampage, and I think like Pac.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. That would probably be a pretty good match, yeah.
Can I? This is really isn't my answer, but I think it would be kind of cool to see Steamboat versus Luchasaurus. Not even gonna lie to you.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see it.
I'd be down for that. What
We're
about
the same age.
what about I'm thinking about Ricky Steamboat and Stunt.
Oh
What's his
yeah,
first name?
Marco.
Marco Stunt. Yeah, I think that would also be a pretty good
So
match.
so
Maybe.
when I was watching the very first Fighter Fest, right? And Marco
Yeah.
came out, I thought they actually threw like a 12-year-old into the ring, and I was so confused
I
for a
know.
second.
I know. I saw him on
I know how you feel there.
I saw him on AEW Rampage, I think for the first time on yesterday. Like cuz I just started getting back into wrestling again after a year or two of like not caring. And it was really hard to care about wrestling through the COVID thing because no crowd, so why should I give a fuck? There's no pop.
BTE.
yeah.
That was.
Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I saw Marco Stunt and I was like, is he they put like a 12-year-old in the ring? What? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, he's just short. Okay.
Yeah,
If you watch AEW, you really should be watching like everything there is because God, that story is so like deep. Like
Yeah,
BTE for
I'm-
the main lore, like BTE is like Homestuck level shit. You'll enjoy it if you love Tumblr or what Tumblr was.
Yeah, there's like
Okay, yeah.
callbacks from like 5 years ago, still
Mhm.
like getting references.
Like literally, Adam Cole just came back because they resurrected him from the dead because they killed him
Yeah.
off before he went to WWE.
Yeah, that was a 4-year storyline, and now it's back.
I mean, they even had a little bit of that when he fucking got into NXT. It's like, wait a minute, he's dead. But no, he
I
wasn't.
love Can we all acknowledge that Ratty is just jumping a super bike around a mountain?
You're messing it up. I can't get a smooth movement with you making me laugh.
way we're all placed, it makes me look like I'm like the mountain peak.
Nice.
That's cool.
True.
I'm trying to figure out how we got electricity all the way
I'm
up the
glad
mountain.
this little thing hasn't fallen over and
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
long
We got a nice,
for it.
pretty comfy spot up on this mountain, Veska.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, this
well,
little
good,
box
good
is
for you.
pretty
You're
warm
sitting in my
outside.
lap. I'm sitting on ice.
I am literally towering over this entire mountain range.
Okay.
It just looks like I'm like looking down on everyone and judging.
Yeah.
Cage match on the side of a mountain.
Oh, okay. Who else hasn't gone yet? Ricky Steamboat versus who?
Me.
I got another one.
I was gonna say Yujiro Kushida.
Ooh.
Muda.
That would actually be a good one. I'd like to see that.
Again, he's so acrobatic. He's so fun to watch, and I think they would play well off of one another.
Mm.
So who do you think Muda, like the great Muda, is gonna face when he comes over to America?
Probably Mox.
Moxie.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be mine.
Has been Hotel.
Okay.
John Moxley.
I feel
It
like
is John
Mox,
Moxley. Like, John,
like-
right?
Like if he does a full tour, where do you think he's going? Not just AEW.
I
It's
feel like
definitely
eventually he'll end up in
Yeah.
WWE. I feel like they'll
'Cause
probably
he's-
put him against like Cena.
he's definitely going to be
No,
at a
he's
JCW
not
event.
going to WWE. They can't figure out the Noah contract, so Noah's working with AEW and Impact. Now.
That's what they
Yeah.
want you
And
to believe.
WWE is just giving up on like getting Japan stuff right now anyway.
But
Yeah,
they're giving up on that.
Yeah.
They also
That
UK,
was-
uh,
They were getting
NXT.
good wrestlers.
NXT UK Holdings is no longer. They're going to be starting to like shut it down soon as well. Even though Finn Balor wanted to go back to NXT, well,
I
go
was
to
gonna say,
NXT UK, but like,
Finn Balor would have been my second choice because he I don't necessarily like his character, but again, he's really technically talented,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it would be fun to see him more.
Nah, they wanted him back so they can feed him to Roman.
Like
Yeah,
any top
that's a good
NXT
point.
talent can go about any legend, and it's like, oh, that's a good match because they're workhorses.
Yeah.
Honestly, WWE dropped the ball so hard with their New Japan signings in 2018. Like, they ruined Shinsuke.
They
They
did.
ruined Shinsuke. Kushida barely even exists right now. Ricochet is just done.
Poor Ricochet.
That,
Yeah.
Every time I go
that's
to, like,
profoundly
Walmart-
depressing.
Or like anywhere that has like WWE toys, there's always a Ricochet figure like on the ground or
Go
like
to
on the shelf.
fucking Walgreens and you find it in a bargain.
Yeah, it's never on the rack. It's just like always. There's the single Ricochet that's always disheveled.
There was
Very
the
Yeah.
kid who picked it up, went, "This isn't John Cena," and put it down on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, we got flashbanged.
Oh, we got flashbanged.
Rip.
Thanks for
No.
the flashbang chat. Can we get flashbang in chat?
Can that be my like pyro for my entrance? I just flashbang the crowd.
That'd be so
Oh
funny.
no!
Can we get a zoom up on me?
Zoom up on you?
Can we get a zoom up on me? I'll get Pray in the cam when we come back from the flashbang.
Oh.
Queen, queen.
I don't know
Okay.
how to do it while it's still flashbanged.
Raw hacker.
I think we're flashbanging.
We got Minecraft.
I am the raw hacker.
It's
Okay.
Minecraft.
Oh my god, I fucking remember it. Remember that. Oh my
You
god.
remember the Will Toledo Minecraft skin? What are you talking about?
No, I'm not talking about the
I-
Will Toledo Minecraft skin. I'm talking about the raw hacker thing.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you guys remember the anonymous Raw general manager?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the dumbest gimmick.
that was
That was
so
so
good.
dumb.
Shut up.
I hated it. It was dumb.
Amber, I don't think
I
they can
didn't-
see yet because of the stream delay. But every time I see your setup, I just think you're getting ready to like review some like shitty NES game because the way that it looks.
I'm gonna take you back to the past.
Yeah.
Play some shitty games that suck ass.
Yeah. So did everybody go on their Ricky Steamboat stuff?
Think?
Everyone
Yeah.
took a ride on Ricky Steamboat.
And okay, sick.
So
Um,
here's my hang on. I have one more pick. Why don't we just put Ricky Steamboat against Ricky Steamboat?
That wouldn't
yes,
work.
Ricky Steamboat screwed Ricky Steamboat.
That'd be so funny.
Ricky Steamboat versus Shaq. Let's see it.
I don't want to see that.
Ricky
don't wanna see-
Steamboat.
I don't want to see Shaq act in any capacity.
Ricky Steamboat versus
Okay,
my dad.
But
Yes.
that was a pretty good match.
Well, actually,
I only want to see it that once.
Ricky
but what there
Steamboat
was,
versus
finally-
Amber's dad.
No,
Why is this
I don't
green
have
green?
one.
Oh, you
Ready?
don't? What?
I was gonna say
No.
it's all dependent on whether or not you like your dad.
It's doing like green screen stuff, like ready. On the
Don't
screen.
know, babe.
Everything
I'm so
has-
fucking high. You don't even know.
Everything has a Fallout 3 tinge to it.
I'm ready to have a cameo for DX. I can't wait.
Down, down, down.
I'm trying so hard, babe. I don't know what I fucked up.
Hey, Ratty, I think you turned my camera green as well.
Oh my god, Amber.
Oh, you changed your lighting.
There we go. It's all good.
Amber's
Okay.
coming to us
yeah, we
live
did.
from the Matrix.
Wow.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so here's another question.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, I don't know if I should actually, because this is a complicated question to ask. If you have a gimmick match in mind, what would it be?
Okay, so
Fuck, this is a good one.
So yeah, that's why I was saying I'm not sure if this is a good question to ask because I don't think, like, I feel like we all think like I have this gimmick match that and then you think about it for like more than a second and you're like, actually this would suck.
Oh, I know this one sucks, but I want it anyway.
Yeah. So like, just try and like forget all of the things about like this wouldn't be over, it wouldn't be entertaining. Fuck it, it's a gimmick match. Who cares? I think I would do. I would want to do something involving the. I would want to do something that involves having live bands performing entrance music, sort of like a battle of
Ooh.
the bands kind of thing. I'm not sure how it would actually work into the wrestling match, but I
It
just
could
thought about it.
it could be
but-
like college football where the band plays the theme of the guy who does like a big move or score like
Oh my
does
gosh.
something positive.
Yeah, they wouldn't
Like,
play
you know
the
how
theme.
the marching
Like,
bands-
they would play like something. Like they would play like music for their. It would almost be like you would
Eddie
have
Kingston Cena hardcore match.
Yeah, no, like
Ooh.
literally something like that. And when someone scores a good hit, like hits them hard, like you hear the
Because
fucking
you know
horn
Kingston
section.
would hit hard. Cena would be like, I'm gonna try to hit you, but like Kingston is a shooter when it comes down to it.
That would be fantastic.
I'm starting to think about it, and I'm thinking what I would probably do is just like have two big name guitarists or whatever. They would
So
play
the
live.
Butcher.
They would play, yeah. So they would play the entrance for each wrestler or whatever, and then during the match, you would have like the drummer and the bassist or whatever would be the basically it's a drummer and a bassist, but you have the two guitarists, and then as one wrestler gains momentum over another, you'd have the one guitarist representing the one wrestler.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I've seen
shredding a
what
six
you're talking
solo.
about. Yeah.
Oh, it
Haruko
exists?
Ishida. Yeah, of course. But I was thinking of like two guitarists that are like also sort of wrestlers or like connected enough that would be like, all right, this setup would be enough for there to be some sense. So like you have the Butcher, who is the guitarist in Every Time I Die, and then
Yeah.
you have Zach Wilde, and they play fucking, I don't know, if they could go with it, dream song, Crazy Train. They introduce they like walk in Matt Hardy, and like you go for like you make that upcoming hair versus hair match with Orange
Yes.
Cassidy. Like it may not mean anything to Orange Cassidy because what is like if you shave, it's a number 2. Like he doesn't really have any hair to begin with. Like it's okay, but with and even then with Matt Hardy, it's like okay, well, yeah, I mean, so it's like I don't know. They need to make it like there's some points where it's like we've gotten used to AEW, the build up being not so good, but the eventual payoff being great. But there are some times like in the mid card where it's like, yeah, even the payoff is it's good, but it's a little meandering,
Yeah.
Where like this could have ended 2 weeks before. We're not saying like it's the worst, but like
yeah. Okay, so who else has a gimmick match?
All right, I got one.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to remind folks that a wrestle can happen anywhere. I want John Cena and Roman Reigns chasing each other through Disneyland, taking bumps off of the ride furniture.
Oh, you know what? And the thing is, with WWE being as big as it is, it could happen. I could see it.
They might be selling off to
I think
Disney, actually.
I think Disney is going to be buying out WWE.
Yeah, I was about to say,
soon.
wasn't there something with their cheat shit where like Disney was gonna buy WWE for like a couple billion?
Well, they were gonna buy WCW.
If only Cardona was still in WWE, because that would be like his like wet dream.
Why would that specifically be?
Because Matt Cardona basically lives at Disneyland when he's not like playing with his figures.
Oh my lord! I didn't realize that.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
That means
Okay, here's the thing.
we can have
Before
John Cena. Sorry.
All right, so before John Moxley and Gage, he was the GCW champion. Like this fucking dude who makes toy vlogs was this hardcore champion. It fucking ruled. Like no one saw it coming.
yeah.
It was a total fuck you, but that also raised like everyone's noticed of GCW in the mainstream.
Oh, and then his heel work afterward has been brilliant until he lost it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That
Oh
definitely
my God,
felt like
Frankie has a
that-
good point. If Disney buys WWE, we could get John Cena in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my god.
Fuck
Oh
off.
my
Oh.
fucking
No thanks.
I
I
hate this.
That-
don't know if he'll allow that because he's not owned by WWE. He is one of the few wrestlers right now that does contracts with his like between his own business and WWE, which is a very good move.
Yeah.
So there's a little less fuckery because if it's just you, yeah, like they're gonna try to take advantage of you because you're already like selling your body, you know.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns versus Darth Vader.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Soul Calibur 8.
So for my gimmick match, it's pretty straightforward. You take a scaffolding match and you just make it a TLC match.
I like it.
Yeah.
That is a realistic and reasonable match that we
Yeah.
might actually see.
Something TNA would have probably done in like 2015, probably.
Yeah.
Speaking of
anybody else?
TNA, let's dive down that route. So mine would be just adding more dumb shit on top of Ultimate X, and my mind was thinking of the Triple Cage from WCW. So why not just have Double X, and then you just have like an Ultimate X on top of an Ultimate X.
Oh my god. That'd be insane too. Like, because Ultimate X is already pretty nuts.
All right, so we got Mario Kart going now.
Okay, so I think like, all right. So the 3 cage, I think if you, I think there's ways for that to work, but you would have to make it cinematic, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that Triple Cage
Like,
is
or,
definitely
like-
meant for cinematic, and I wish they would
And also
bring it
like
back to
have
that.
screens or make it like screens all the way, like transparent screens basically. Like you could do it now, but you have to have like high budget so everyone can see what's going on and follow along because it's
Yeah.
going to be a visually confusing thing because it's like, okay, that's actually pretty fucking high. I can
Yeah.
only kind of see their heads. All right. But
If
Yeah, I
if
could-
Hardy and
I-
Borash were still together, I could see them do so like setting up like a pretty decent like cinematic cage Triple Cage match.
and it would
Yeah.
be a match that you could set something up for the nosebleed section, so even those seats are worth their money. Like
Yeah,
that's an interesting mechanic that you can build
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
that, like,
yeah.
Everyone has the
Um,
same seat.
Yeah, unrelated to anything, but since we're talking about like making sure people see things in a wrestling match, I gotta say, AEW's turnbuckle cameras are good in theory, bad in practice. Because I was watching Rampage and there were a few
They've gotten
shots on
better,
the turnbuckle
but
camera
yeah.
where you could very obviously tell that the shots were whiffing, and it takes me out. Like, I mean, yes, suspension of disbelief. I already like I was training. I know it's a work, but also I really don't like getting it put right in front of my face that it's a work.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Yeah.
it
I
should
never
only be
thought about that
cutting the-
before you said it.
I
It
think
depends on the edit, but yeah.
I think they should only be cutting to the turnbuckle camera in like turnbuckle to turnbuckle shit, you know, like the running clothesline or whatever else, you know, not on like fisticuff shit.
I could I could see that. That's understandable.
It depends
problem with
on the wrestler
turn-
because some of them like when they're more arcane
yeah.
with their like stuff. But if it's Moxley where he's tight, he's almost like squaring him up in the turnbuckle. Yeah, going for a tight angle might help with
Yeah.
relaying the information.
Yeah.
Big problem with turnbuckle cameras is especially when they have mics on them and you can hear them calling the next spot.
Yeah,
AEW's
I think
good with
it's
that though.
I think it's a bad idea to have a mic on the turnbuckle camera, and instead it should be probably taking audio from somewhere else.
Under.
But still, turnbuckle camera, good idea. I'm glad that it's there. They just need to work out the kinks on when they're supposed to be cutting to turnbuckle camera and when they should not be.
Oh yeah, they're 3 years in. Their editing has gotten substantially better over time.
Speaking of turnbuckles, I wish they would just go back to like regular turnbuckle pads, because like there's been 2 shows now where someone's like barely touched it and just ripped off the turnbuckle, and that's just like completely.
That's the end of that camera.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. What is
Honestly, honestly, I think the best turnbuckles in wrestling is the New Japan ones, where it's just like a giant rectangle pad.
Yes, but then I'm just like flashbacking to Toriano, just like swinging at people.
Oh yeah, who's the guy
Toriano ripping that thing off is so funny too, because it's become a gimmick that just like you not only expect it, it's just funny every time he does it.
Yeah, like literally Bill rings, he's getting it.
Oh, all right, here we go.
Yeah. Who else has a gimmick match to propose?
So I do have a pretty good gimmick match. And have you ever seen the Game of Death?
I don't think I have.
No.
So the whole plot of it is Bruce Lee has to fight up this like pagoda.
Yeah.
Like it's been spoofed in a bunch of like TV shows and stuff. Yeah, I believe it at this point. But you have to. It's a person who hasn't had the title, wants the title, hasn't gotten it for a long time, and it's like, okay, yeah, we'll let you try for the title, but you have to win on these different floors, and you have to. So by the time he reaches the champion, he's totally gassed.
Yeah, and it's a good visual endurance, like a visualization of the endurance test, and like
I mean, it would definitely have to be a tape. Like you couldn't do that. Live. You could do 2 or 3 floors, but that would be about it.
Yeah, and then
But yeah, once he wins one, then he has to win the next, then he has to win the next.
Unless you do it unless you get a team that does like American Ninja, they can put things together that are put together sound and will be big. But yeah, a gauntlet match of that. Yeah,
exactly. Basically a gauntlet match, but on different floors.
Yeah.
And you could have a gimmick on each. Like you could have a heavy guy on the first floor. You could have an acrobatic on the second. You could really lean into the gimmick and show the versatility of the guy.
I mean, you would have to rent out a building, but if you were an indie, you could do it.
Yeah,
you'd have to have just do an actual thing.
Well, again, if it was a taping, it'd be a lot easier because you could just lie and have it be one floor with different set dressing.
Sure, like blood sports. Not the movie. Well, yes, the movie, but also the one that John Moxley participated in.
Yeah, I think that would just be a great way to be like, hey, look, this the guy who's going to become champion he can beat fast guys, he can beat strong guys, he can beat all these different things, and just really drive home how versatile and skilled that the wrestler is.
Yeah, because Bloodsport, they only do them a handful of times a year, and it's just a one-on-one match for the whole thing, and it's basically hardcore catch can type of wrestling, but it's with these really I mean it's Moxley now, so he's real fucking dangerous. And there's some pretty cool matches there. I've seen 1 or 2, but yeah, something like that where you have that, but the audience kind of goes up with you. I mean, you could probably, if you film it like Raw Underground, but I think Raw Underground has a way you can work it, but it's also a bad idea because who wrote it?
Yeah, you would need a way to have the stages up above and bring them down. again,
Perhaps.
again.
Or just have a ring set up, or even just a mat set up, like like Shoko Pro style, in each level.
So
Yeah, again, this is one of those ideas that I'm like, this is really cool, but I have no idea how they could make it work.
so
Yeah.
I got the ideas. Yeah.
while we're on the topic of wrestling rings, I have to ask, what is your guys' like favorite wrestling ring in like any promotion?
I like.
I don't know. I kind of like the NGPW one.
Yeah. I am personally a big fan of I think Ruthless Aggression era SmackDown's ring, where like the apron tarps or whatever you call them, like the the tarps on the side of the ring with like the the logo on it.
Yeah.
When they were silver, this really nice looking silver. I think the ropes were blue, the mat was white. It looked just slick as fuck, and I think that was the ring design that was also the one where I think it was Big Show and Lesnar. They did a suplex off the top rope and broke the ring.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that was
Oh, yeah.
classic. That was classic.
Those were the first ones that did that, and then they repeated it a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
they
say
should've
Wrestling
protected-
Society X.
I don't know, just like that particular moment. I don't know if it's cool a second time around when it was done the first time, because the first time it felt like it was actually spur of the moment, like holy shit, that should not have happened. But then they
No.
did it again. It's like, okay, that almost feels forced at this point.
Yeah.
I honestly, I thought, at the time, the first time it happened, I thought that it was real. I was like, oh
Yeah.
I
fuck.
thought so too. Yeah.
I had no idea it was a work. Like, even though the way that the ring falls down looks very much like a work, but at the time I was like, oh my fucking god, these two huge dudes just broke the goddamn ring.
Wait.
But-
Now I'm confused. Was it supposed to break?
I don't think so.
No, but like it was absolutely a work. But at the time, I'd never seen that gimmick before, and the way that they had it break, they had airbags on I think the bottom of the supports for the four corners of the ring. And Big Show commented about this when he was on the top rope. It felt like he was on sand, which is already terrifying when you're on the top turnbuckle because it's already really precarious. And then you add on top of that the Big Show is fucking huge, and that is a really dangerous thing. But like they had like airbags and collapsible whatevers. The
Okay.
turnbuckles like collapsed in on themselves, but
So it felt rickety, but it wasn't.
To Big Show, it felt very well. I mean, like, what I'm
That
trying
man
to
could
say,
step onto a concrete floor and be like, "Woo, feeling
yeah,
a little bit
yeah.
swishy here."
Yeah, but also, what I was, the point I was trying to make though was just that the way that it broke when I was watching, I had that inkling. I was just like, this looks staged because it broke in stages. You had the airbags explode, so the ring then like sat down, and then in the next stage you had one side of the ring collapse in, so it looked like it looked crooked and off level, and then the turnbuckles came in, or I think it was the turnbuckles came in second. So it looked very much like a traditional like demolition of a building. You know, it's in stages. You have
You are a much smarter Mark than I am because I did not think that.
yeah. Well, I mean, like this is keep in mind, like I still thought it wasn't a work, but I just noticed that, and then I was like, how, like I couldn't think of a way that they would actually rig the ring to do that without making it so ridiculously dangerous that they just wouldn't do it. So I still thought it was real.
Okay.
But I had that inkling, and now I have the sort of retrospective or like the 2020 hindsight to look back and be like, oh yeah, that's because it was collapsing in stages. That's why I thought it was a work, or that's why I had that initial reaction. But yeah.
Okay.
So my favorite wrestling ring is a tie. It's a tie between New Japan's wrestling ring with all like just the way it's like made, and I really like the TNA ring that's like octagon shaped with like multiple ring
Yeah.
posts.
Yeah,
I love that ring.
Yeah.
that was going to be mine too. I was going to say like Impact Zone, TNA, Six Sides of Steel type of stuff.
I like that they were doing something different that I hadn't seen before, so I give them props for that.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
an unpopular opinion because like every single wrestler that has been inside there hates it with a living passion.
I've
So
heard it. I've heard from wrestlers it's really hard to work in those kind of rings, and the only promotion that still uses one is AAA.
Yeah, and it's just like every wrestler will hate it, but in a fan perspective, it's fucking cool.
It's something
Yeah,
different, and I
that's-
love seeing something different in wrestling.
Yeah, that's why I didn't choose that six-sided ring. I was just like having trained, I was just like running the ropes in that thing would be fucking confusing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could imagine setting up spots in that ring.
Yeah, I mean, not only that is that the apron itself had to made out of something else, so it was like even harder on people's backs, like taking bumps on it. Because I think I remember, I think it was AJ or Christian was talking about it, and it's just like pure bloody murder.
Yeah. Who else?
I would have just said
favorite ring designs.
NJPW. I just think it looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my other one too.
There's nothing to expand on. It's good.
Yeah, I just
Question. Is New Japan ring bigger than a lot of rings? It seems
I
bigger
feel
on
like
TV.
it is. I feel like it's a little bit bigger. Just
I
looking
will
at
look.
Let's play the game of Is It Bigger? Audience?
Is it bigger?
Audience.
They have wider. They have wider wings. They have wider wings
So-
by about 2 feet.
Yeah, okay, so what I read is a Reddit comment, so take it with a grain of salt, but somebody says the apron space, it has more apron space because the turnbuckles are longer, but the in-ring space is slightly smaller.
Okay.
Ready? Can we get a NWJP JC Penny ring up on the board?
I don't know if
What?
Randy's still here.
Addy is probably
In
hella
space.
gone.
I think
probably
Randy
hit the
checked out a little
stratosphere.
bit ago.
Yeah.
Rowdy is high as balls right now.
I mean, that's why we're floating in Rainbow Road right now.
Yeah.
Should I join?
I made the mistake during this entire stream. I went through my whole pack of cigarettes, and now I don't have nothing until tomorrow.
I mean, I finished an entire bowl this entire time.
Yeah, I finished my cigarillas.
I finished a big glass of water.
That
I also did that.
Some water.
Roxy, I gotta say that's kind of why I'm happy that I'm forced to smoke outside because it makes me smoke less.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as it is, I go through maybe a third to half a pack a day, depending on how I feel. Whereas if I was allowed to smoke inside, I'd probably go through like a pack and a half a day, and I can't afford that.
I can't either. I've got like $3 saved up for like a cheap little pack of L&Ds tomorrow.
Yeah, I just got paid by Podium Esports.
Yeah.
Just do crack.
Twitch.tv/Podium Esports for all your esports, sim racing, and sim drifting content, by the way.
I gotta get into one of those events.
I gotta figure out a way
yeah.
to shill some of my products. We've already shilled Raddies, now we're doing.
But yeah, like I just got paid, so I'm gonna try and pick up some more Podium gigs and save up some money so I can go see Ratty. It'll be nice.
It's gonna be cute.
Yeah.
While we're advertising things, keep an eye out for whenever my fucking short film comes out.
Hell yeah.
I ate a melatonin like half an hour ago, and I am like declining rapidly.
You've been at this for 3 hours now.
Oh my god!
3 hours,
marathon
15
this.
minutes.
This is almost as long as SummerSlam.
It's gonna become like one of those 24-hour streams.
Oh no.
Dude
I mean, here's the thing.
blacks out while the moon is gonna crash into Earth.
Yeah, that's so funny though, because like I feel like with the amount of people in this voice chat right now, we probably could mark out for 24 hours straight talking about.
Probably could. Should we?
Yeah,
It's
Probably
possible.
not.
I mean,
No,
Let's just-
we're not
let's
doing
just
that,
keep
but
going.
we
I'm
could.
sorry. I do need to bring this up though before I completely crash. It is a crime. It is a crime what the WWE did to Zack Ryder.
But yeah, I was hoping
Matthew.
we would talk about
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
I
So did
just
I.
I had to say it because I'm so upset that a person who basically this is gonna sound crazy, but he was the Barack Obama. Like he mastered social media before getting moved up to the big leagues, and they didn't. They gave him the championship, and then they were like, "Yeah, we don't know what to fucking do now,"
And buried him.
And then COVID hit, and they're like, "Hey, you know how you've had 15 years of loyal, dedicated service? Fuck you, get out."
Yeah, that's what frustrates me a lot about Zack Ryder is that his gimmick to me at the time was annoying. Like woo woo woo, you know it.
I hated it.
But the thing is, like, if he did it, if he had been introduced like this year, I'd be so over. Like, it'd be so over with me. Like, I'd love it. But even then, he was still making it work for him. And at one point, I was like, oh yeah, okay, Zack Ryder kind of slaps. Okay, sick. And
You,
to see him treated like by the WWE the way that he was treated is just like it sucks.
It is kind of indicative of how the WWE treats its most loyal employees who aren't Roman Reigns or Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and
You-
what's
you
really
know-
what's
you-
most frustrating is I feel like he would have been over with me, and thus like a lot of the WWE fans, casual or otherwise. But just WWE just didn't do fucking anything with him. They didn't do anything with him,
Yeah,
so it was hard to get over on him.
They pushed him on NXT, and when they pushed him on NXT, everybody loved him. Everybody loved him on NXT. And then he got to the big leagues, and they were like, eh.
You know
Yeah.
who else WWE wasted?
I mean, do you need a list?
No, just like we're on the topic of Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
They also completely wasted Dolph Ziggler in 20.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
He was so hot and over with the crowd. They could have
He
literally
was.
turned
Well,
him
because he
into
was a
Shawn
jobber
Michaels.
for... How long was he a jobber for? Like 6 years?
I think so. He's had a couple
Okay.
pushes here and there, but they could have literally turned Dolph into like Shawn Michaels 2.0, and they just dropped it every time.
Yeah, like Dolph is the best seller. Like everyone forgets how
Yeah.
good Dolph can sell, and they just don't do anything. And then they just recycle his same promos for almost what feels like almost a decade now. It's just like, I deserve better. I'm the best, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up too. That Dolph Ziggler is probably the best seller in the industry right now.
Yeah.
Has been for a very long time.
And
He
you could
is
push him to high. You could at least push him to high mid card. Give him an intercontinental or something, and have him because he's great for pushing people. But you can't push someone. You can't bump someone like over the top unless
Yeah.
you're actually a threat, and he's not a threat.
Yeah. I would also say I don't think we can say it anymore. But for quite a long time, The Miz was also underutilized in the WWE.
I
And
think
then
they
he
are
went on
finally
talking
used-
smack, and then they finally give him the fucking
and now
push
they're
he
finally
needs.
pushing him as a heel.
Yeah.
Wait,
But
is Miz
holy
heel
fuck.
again?
Yeah, he's been heel for a bit.
So fair warning. I haven't really watched WWE since Mania 35, so I really don't know what's what right now.
He
Not much has changed.
Yeah, he had a good heel run for a little bit, and then he started doing some heel comedy stuff with what's his fucking name?
This is nuts.
Oh,
Morrison. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Another one that they pushed and then immediately dropped. Now that I think about it, because I'm just like looking at like I'm like trying to remember. Fucking Damien Sandow.
Oh, Mizdow
I do
was
feel a
so
little
good.
bit bad for Damien Sandow, yeah, because like Mizdow was such a good character, and then like they were building him up for like, oh, he's gonna finally break off from the Miz, it's gonna be great, and he's gonna do well, and I'm looking forward to it, and
He's
done.
gone.
I'm like, fuck. I was so built up from the story that like Sandow about to break out into his own thing, and I was really hoping for something that I didn't get.
What happened to
Yeah.
Sandow? I know he was on the UK Indies at one point, but he just kind of vanished.
He went to
He's with
Impact.
NWA now.
Yeah, he went to Impact for a bit, did nothing, and then went to NWA.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I think Damien Sandow is one of those wrestlers who is really good at putting any gimmick over. I
Yeah.
think.
I still remember his gimmick for a while was "I'm smarter than you, fuck you," and that was it.
Same thing with
That was such a good gimmick.
That was such a good gimmick. He would like ask someone down to the ring, and he's like, "What's 1 + 2? 3? How many wheels does a tricycle have? 3. What is the weight of Saturn's moon? You idiot! You fool! You fucking buffoon! How do you not know that?"
It's so funny. So good.
So I know we've been like kind of shitting on WWE a little bit, but I gotta say the best moment in WWE for me growing up was definitely like the Muppets crossover episode where Sheamus gets revealed to be like the cousin.
Oh yeah, they should do more of that.
Oh my god,
They're allowed to do that. They should do more of that.
Yeah,
they should. That's
great. That was great TV.
I love stuff like that.
Like the thing is,
I loved whenever fucking Sheamus was revealed to be like related to fucking what's his name? I can't remember his name. The
Hornswoggle?
No,
Beaker.
the Muppet.
Beaker.
Yeah, Beaker. Yeah.
Oh, Beaker.
Because he said he patted Meeker on the head and said like, "How's Auntie doing?" Yeah.
Yeah,
that's great. Why can't WWE do more of that instead of just trying to be like New Japan?
Yeah.
And even then, they're not even good at that.
Yeah, like just lean into what you're good at.
They want to lean into the chain wrestling of New Japan, but they're not very good at chain wrestling because they have to exclude. They want to exclude certain moves, but also they also don't hire many chain wrestlers. So it's like they have a hodgepodge right now. They don't know what to do. Everyone else knows what to do with them. So that's why people are going to AEW. And Impact. Impact is a valuable spot for Bray Wyatt right now. He is now known as Wyndham Rotunda, yes.
So is Bray Wyatt going to Impact?
What can be assumed right now, yes.
Okay.
Because he doesn't really fit in AEW. Neither does the choo-choo tipping over ambulance guy.
Oh, Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because he was also let go.
That's right. He was
think of
let go.
anyone you.
Okay.
Think of a WWE name. They probably don't work there anymore, or they're in the back, not getting Showtime.
Yeah. And I was gonna say as well, like I kind of would have liked to see Bray Wyatt on AEW, but now that I think about it,
he's not the best wrestler.
I was gonna say Bray Wyatt.
Does the Abyss still work?
Not really.
He would change gimmicks.
Oh, he changed gimmicks. That's unfortunate.
Well, he already
I would have
has,
liked. I would have liked to see.
You can't go back to it.
Fair. I would have liked to see the Fiend go up against Abyss.
I think him and Red are gonna do something eventually. It's just a matter of time. So, like, it was
I-
teased, but
I liked the frightening voodoo hillbilly bullshit. I
Did
liked
too.
it.
I thought it was
Eh,
great, especially most importantly, his promo work. His promo work was like I got big Jake the Snake Roberts vibes, and I fucking loved it.
Problem with it is you can only carry that on for so long
Mhm.
before it's like, okay, yeah, it honestly, it's like Undertaker. It's like there comes a point where it's like we need something new because this is oh, it's Undertaker again. That's nice.
Yeah.
Feel that I do.
That's honestly why I think Undertaker has had the staying power that he has had, is because he was the Undertaker, and then he was the dude who came to the ring in a motorcycle to Limp Bizkit, and then he went back to the Taker again, and it was sick. Like and that little era, that little segment in time where he changed it up, it really
broke it
refreshed the character, and it's just now getting to the point where
it's stale again.
Once again, it's stale, but he's pretty much retirement age.
I was gonna say, how old is he now? He's at least in his mid to late 50s.
Yeah, so it's getting to the point where you can't even really change the character anyways, because if you did, you wouldn't be able to get the Undertaker back for his.
Oh my god,
last
he's older
match.
than my dad.
Haven't you heard?
What's
Yeah,
that?
he's planning to come back.
Oh, he did. He did retire.
Yeah, he did, but he's already planned to come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's the thing with wrestling. There is no such thing as retirement.
Well, there is.
Well, there is in the sense that you can do what Ric Flair did, and just kind of move to the managerial commentator.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, you can retire
Like, you'll still
from
take-
in-ring
you'll-
action, but
He'll still
you
go
never
in
truly retire.
periodically, take a couple of bumps, give a couple of cheap shots, and then fucking run away.
Like he did on Triple A. Well, Triple Mania, sorry.
Thank you very much, Jimmy, for the very kind donation. I don't think we had a notification pop up, but thank you very much. I'm sure Reddy will appreciate that a lot.
When she wakes.
Hi.
Oh, he's awake.
Say thanks to Jimmy.
Hold on, I have to figure out. Thank you, Jimmy, for the 73 Canadian dollars. Why did you do that?
Oh wow.
Hey.
You don't have to.
Jimmy's a good bean.
It was very nice.
All right, I gotta bounce. Absolutely loved watching the show. We'll definitely try and catch future episodes. We'll definitely join your Discord. Yes, love y'all. Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah, hell yeah, Jimmy. Paula Brady says one of my favorite Taker moments was the stare down with Triple H to hype up their WrestleMania bout. I'm gonna be honest. My favorite Taker moment, I think. Oh God, I can't remember. I think it was. Taker and Brock Lesnar in the ring, and Taker made some really stupid face, and I think it was because he was trying to corpse Brock Lesnar or something, and it was really funny.
I got there the moment, yeah.
Literally just fuck over Brock Lesnar.
I love moments in wrestling where wrestlers try to corpse other wrestlers, and for those in chat who don't know, corpsing means breaking character. There's one moment that recently happened where it was on Botchamania, where Orange Cassidy, who's supposed to be this cool, not caring, nonchalant dude, hands in his pockets to start the match and has like the most
Oh, is this the Cabana one?
uncaring, weak kicks to start the match and everything. He's just basically this all-around cool dude who just can't give enough of a shit. And I can't remember what exactly it was. I think it was a live stream on Twitch where somebody asked about CM Punk coming to AEW, and Orange Cassidy just straight up corpsed, like just straight up, just like started laughing like really hard.
Yeah, it was some sort of live stream, and it was basically a bunch of the Dark Order and Orange Cassidy just like hanging out on the back
Oh
of a
no,
table.
I think it was their D&D stream.
Ah,
Yeah, because there's a whole AEW D&D like channel.
oh yeah, probably. But yeah,
So
like
with that, so what is this?
Yeah, because
the
E
Brandon from
thing-
the Elite is the DM for AEW.
So what is the? Yeah. What is the thing behind that? Why did he corpse? Because like I feel like that question. Was it just because like he just debuted on AEW?
No, they
Impact?
couldn't really say because it was just about to happen. It was the best kept secret in the industry.
there was
Like
Okay.
that and
They-
the drama between Punk and Colt never got
also
squashed.
that.
So that was like super
Oh
awkward.
right.
Mhm.
Right. That was also the other angle. Was because Colt Cabana was in the room too.
Yeah, because the question was aimed at Colt,
Mhm.
kind
Yeah.
of.
Okay. So now it makes sense to me because I was thinking about it and I was like, why is he laughing? Was it really that funny? And now that I
Aimed
think
at
about
him.
it, yeah, it was pretty funny. um.
I got okay. So we asked about like the best entrance themes. I actually got what I think is a pretty good character. Worst gimmicks.
Worst gimmicks?
Absolute worst gimmicks.
Shockmaster.
Double Gooker.
Shockmaster, good
Shockmaster.
choice.
Okay, do you want
Yeah,
real
shock.
bad gimmicks or just bad ideas?
I was gonna say
Shockmaster.
you can go with either. You can go with Vince McMahon wrestling and pinning God if you want, because that was a terrible gimmick. But
I was gonna say Eugene if you want really fucking bad shit.
Yeah, Eugene was literally the worst gimmick. Worst gimmick.
Excluding WWE.
I mean, I mentioned in the Discord before, but Katie Vick.
yeah, Katie Vick.
Nope.
Yep, that was pretty fucking bad.
What's that?
So, the Katie Vick angle. Oh boy.
So there was an angle where they were basically trying to convince everyone that Kane was a necrophiliac and basically had sex with a corpse.
Yeah,
Oh,
again, that's why I said
Attitude
not from
Era
WWE
Wrestling.
because it's just bad idea after bad idea.
Um,
I'm glad I
And see,
didn't grow up watching it.
that's it. Can I just wanted to say really quick, just as a point to make, like that was the thing about WWE is like for every good storyline that they had, every good thing that we think about in the Ruthless Aggression era and the Attitude Era or whatever you want to call it, and for every good idea they had like 2 or 3 absolute bombs, like just absolute garbage.
Dog shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why we remember that era so fondly, was because WWE was taking risks because they had to, because they had competition, and now it's the PG era and they're just playing it safe. And
Well, no,
that's
they're
why people like
that
it.
PG era was 3 eras ago. They're in the
Oh,
zombie
really?
era now.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
well,
fair.
there was the PG era, then there was the online era where everyone was allowed to like start really having Instagram stuff and people were like into it, and then you had Total Divas and the like the stuff on E Network or whatever, like the the Kardashian type of shows.
Yeah.
Not my type of stuff, but like
Yeah.
and now we're at the point where like nothing's really changed there for a while.
Yeah.
There's no real new stars. Like, who has the Roman Reigns is gonna keep the belt for however long
Until they build someone new. Yeah.
Yeah. And on Raw, that show's dead.
Yeah.
In the Heat demo last week, Dynamite beat Raw by what was it, like 30,000 people?
Yeah, I think so.
Or something like that. Yeah, like a decent amount where it actually like matters, you know. And yeah, I don't know. It's cool to see something that I watch from. I was watching paying attention to it before even All Out happened, and I mean, not All In is the most recent pay-per-view. All Out was the thing that was not AEW. There was no AEW before that. It was just like Tony Khan had no financial in before that, and then he was like, "Holy shit! Okay, yeah, let's do this." And then after that big show that they had Jericho, Rey Mysterio on, the Golden Lovers, and a whole bunch of other people, including the Lucha Bros, setting up things for future stuff, of course, as AEW does. Yeah, it's fucking crazy because they did that one show. They sold out as MSG because of a bet. Like Dave Meltzer was like, "I bet $10,000 no one's gonna be able to ever, sell MSG." Because WWE kind of had a monopoly on it for a little bit. And like, yeah, they fucking sold it out. And then they got a TV contract 3 months later.
Yeah.
Like that's impressive for TV.
Yeah.
Like not wrestling. Like wrestling standards for television, pretty fucking low. Like,
yeah.
I gotta say, I love wrestling, but I don't want to start with the local like wrestling promotion because no one's watching it. If I'm gonna put the work in, I want everyone to get something out of it, Like if you're gonna like with anything, not just wrestling, but like if you're gonna put your fucking soul into it and take a bump and it like, if you're working on fucking a song or like a video for 10 hours a day, yeah, you're stuck in that chair. It kind of sucks. Your brain's like all fucking mush when you're drawing for like 6 hours and like after it's just like, oh fuck. And yeah, like we all get it. And like, yeah, I don't know.
I'm really sorry to say this, but I think I'm gonna be the first one to lose in this cage match because I gotta tap out. It is 12:30 at night.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I just wanted to finish off everybody's thoughts on the worst. Everybody's thoughts on like the worst gimmick, but I feel like we've already pretty much unanimously agreed that Eugene is the worst gimmick.
I have
really
a pretty bad
Yeah.
gimmick.
Yeah, what do you got?
So skipping over the obvious ones, Dennis Rodman, Bash at the Beach, 1997.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Anything Dennis
That was
Rodman
pretty bad,
in,
yeah.
it turns to
Yeah.
fucking
There were
poison.
ninjas involved. He didn't sell anything. He couldn't nail a single line.
That was mid to late
I kinda
90s
liked it,
before
though.
people realized that basketball, like sports stars, are not necessary. Like Michael Jordan in Space Jam was not good, and he was probably the best one.
I hate Dennis Rodman, but God, he is more enjoyable than Hulk Hogan on that pay-per-view. So, like,
Well, there
Yeah.
you go.
It's true, but
yeah,
like
The only other
I
thing that I
think
enjoyed
Rodman edges Hogan out because because Hogan's Hogan's
Oh,
the
you wouldn't wanna
goddamn
do that.
politician. He's entrenched in the system. He can at least get some sort of favor. Like
yeah,
Rodman was not set up to play to any strengths he has.
no,
Yeah.
Why do ninjas just suck in wrestling? Rodman had ninjas, Samoa Joe got captured by ninjas, Akira Tozawa is a ninja, and everyone sucks.
Yeah. Anyone else got worst gimmicks, or are we good to?
I was gonna say-
I've got one.
Yeah.
I think the Shockmaster, as funny as it was, the botch that happened, I really just don't understand where they were going to go with that storyline.
Yeah.
There was no way that
Well,
was
it was a
turning
war
out
game,
well.
so you had to have a 3-on-3. So it was Sid versus Ric Flair, and Sting, and they had a third mystery person. That was the Shockmaster.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
Shockmaster, someone coming from the WWF, and yeah,
His
already
career
it was not a
basically
good
ruined
fit.
by that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But like, even assuming it didn't botch, I don't understand how they thought a guy in a bedazzled stormtrooper helmet was gonna draw money.
There was
Yeah.
no way that was ending well.
Yeah, I
No.
don't understand what the plan was
A
there.
jean jacket and a
what they were trying.
stormtrooper, a jean vest.
Starcade,
Stormtrooper.
WCW Starcade.
That was
Uh,
like late '90s, right?
That's a thing they kept for a
97,
while, up
88?
until like the almost had it. Once the Outsiders were in WCW, that's when they stopped Starcade, and like they're free on TV pay-per-views. So
The Shockmaster was 93.
Okay, so that makes sense because that wasn't really Attitude Era. That was still like kind of the cartoony wrestling era with like.
and also
Yeah.
WCW were in a whole different position. They were putting on pretty good shows if it was Sting or Flair. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Now that I know like the year it happened, I can kind of understand they were kind of just trying to do the whole cartoony wrestling thing that was going on at the time. But I still just don't get how they thought that was ever going to end well, even without the
they wanted
botch.
Well, I was gonna say with
match-
how easy that
they wanted someone to match Sid. They needed
With
a big brutal powerhouse to match Sid.
with how easy that helmet fell off, though, there's no way it was going to survive a match. It was a
Well-
cheap piece of fucking form plastic. There's no way that helmet doesn't get chowdered every match, where you got to take it off before.
And
Point.
assuming that the botch didn't happen, there was no way they were going to get by with it for long because eventually George Lucas or someone would have probably sued them for copyright infringement because it's obviously a stormtrooper helmet.
Maybe you could
Yeah.
argue parody.
Parody.
Maybe.
No, wrestling gets away with
Parodies don't-
so
Maybe-
much copyrighted shit. You don't need to worry.
Maybe-
Fucking,
maybe back.
have you seen like
Joker Sting.
Parody's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in old
Um,
school, like basically before the internet? I mean, ECW. What did they do with their introduction? They had Nine Inch Nails and Rob Zombie in their syndicated, for their syndicated show. They had Rob Zombie and Nine Inch Nails in their intro, and it's like they didn't ask; they just did it. And like AAA for Fishman, they fucking used Queen, and all over. Like Bruiser Brody, his Japanese introduction was Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. So like,
Yeah, that's kind of why if I pick an entrance theme, it's gonna be from like an independent musician or band, and I'm gonna ask them first, and probably not, but if I ever made any decent money as a wrestler, I'd pay them royalties for it. But anyway, so yeah, I think we're good to wrap up now. That's like 3 3/4
Let everyone
hours
plug their
worth of
pluggables. Everyone,
wrestling content. Everybody, yeah, if you got any pluggables, plug them here,
let
whatever.
Pep
You know,
do it
post your
first
links
because
in-
he's got to go to sleep like a baby.
So, Pep, you go first. If you got any pluggables you want to throw them in the chat and mention them on the stream. So what you got?
All right. So the big plug from me is make sure you drink plenty of water, try to get exercise, and don't do what I do. Try to get a full night's sleep.
All right. Hell yeah.
Sick. Okay. Have a good night, Pep.
Take care, everybody.
See you
Yeah,
later.
yeah. Thanks
See
for
ya.
popping on. So, Amber, you got any pluggables?
yeah, I do. I'll send something. Just got you a thing you can put on screen, but you can catch me at on Twitter and on YouTube at Glitch Sister. And I'm playing, Euro shows all the time now, and have a show I'm producing of my own. Ratty is going to be on it as well. Hex Next 3. It's coming out October 3rd.
Fuck yeah.
I'll get you the poster for it real quick. But
Get me the
it's,
poster for it because I'm the one streaming.
Okay. Let me just.
Yeah. Ratty was the producer this time, so.
Yes.
Producer is a very fun word because it makes it sound like I didn't just go lie down in bed for a couple hours.
That's all you really had to do, to be honest.
Yeah. Nothing went wrong.
Hey, it's show business. You could say you were fighting ninjas or something instead.
I could
Yeah.
say that, but I'm not a liar. I don't tell lies.
Feel that.
It's not a lie if it's kayfabe.
That's true. Who are we raiding? Let's raid Tall Paws. Hold on.
Unless you have somebody in mind that you really want to raid, I don't think I would suggest doing so, because I noticed you got a couple follows from hotspots, which are bots you're supposed to be looking out for. It's part of that hate raid thing, and I think if you raid somebody else, they come over with it. So, yeah, kind of like a virus. So maybe might not be a good idea. You can throw
Thankfully, they didn't do anything this time. They just kind of sat there menacingly.
Yeah.
Okay, no raid this time. Amber, where's your fucking poster? I need it now.
It's in the wrestling group chat.
I had to add something. Sorry.
Okay. Well, we'll go through everyone else's plugs first. Then.
Yeah, we'll go while we get to that. Yeah. So, Jane, what do you got to plug?
All I got is really my own Twitter account at Armchair Merc. I also have a Twitch account, Armchair Merc. I play games and stuff. Like I said, I talk about hot sauce and other guns, things like that. And that's really all I got. Just make sure, folks, make sure you stay hydrated. I don't really care what else you do with your lives, but make sure to drink water.
Can I ask you a quick question? Where are you from? Like, just like general region.
I'm from the Southwest inland.
Oh, okay, I figured. I was just wondering because that accent was like it was there, but it wasn't like so obvious. So I was like, I wonder where.
Yeah.
Just like curiosity. Anyway,
good.
yeah. Con, you next. You plug your shit.
So I am a digital furry artist who takes commissions. So if y'all want to hit me up, you can hit me up on Twitter at Core, as in like KORPS, Concub, KAHNCUB. And I can do you inks, I could do you full color commissions, or I could do you traditional sketch art if you'd like.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Veska, how about you?
Hi, I am also a furry artist. I do a lot of not safe for work fetish stuff. My Twitter is Maho Shoujo Moon. That's MAHOUJOMOON. If you come by, hope you enjoy some weird shit, because I post and retweet a lot of weird stuff, but please do try to support me. This is my full-time job.
Veska, you want to drop your link into the chat?
Yeah.
If anybody can...
You might want to do that. Yeah, a bit of a long Twitter name. Not that I'm judging. Roxy, how about you?
Yeah. Keep an eye out for that short film I'm working on. It's entirely made in a simulation game because I don't have video skills in real life. So whenever I actually make, it's so when I say short film, it's not really like it's basically like just one big car chase because it's something I know how to do and how to film good. And I'm like I would say I'm like 50% done with it. I've got most of the actual in-game stuff done. I have to just record it and actually write out like the script and everything. And I also do some like graphic design stuff for like sim racing. I like to like paint cars and stuff. So I'll send one of my works into the group chat that if Rowdy wants to throw up on screen, she can. And I'll also link my Twitter where sometimes I post some of the stuff I'm working on over there.
Yes.
So if you want to give me a follow, you're more than welcome.
Yes.
All right. And my name is Strix9. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Hootwheelz. And I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Hootwheelz. That's Hootwheelz with a Z. And also buy Not Dead, notdeadlinks.card.co with 2 R's in the
I'm gonna play a fucking ad for Not Dead right now. Like you don't even get to know.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you the poster.
Okay, let's
fresh
put
off
the
fucking printer. Off the fucking hard drive. Here we go. Straight in the Raturday night cage fight.
We got a fax machine in one corner that I was expecting someone to like throw at someone else's head, but that didn't happen. So.
Wabamo.
Okay, check this out. I'm about to put first of all, I gotta put Roxy's cool ass car on stream. Then I'll put the other thing. Bam! There it is. Everyone admire the car.
Skibbles.
Boom. There it is.
Boom. Alright, now check this
These
out.
are a pain to make.
Hexen poster.
Does that Discord contingency decal say ban Alex?
Yeah, so it's just one of the leagues I race in. My friend Alex is in it, and it's just like a running joke where we just say ban Alex anytime he does something funny.
I like that you made it your config. That's great.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm working on some more stuff, some more cars at the moment for next season, but I've been having some problems lately, so I haven't been able to get them done.
Ooh, damn. I think that was Raturday night.
Yeah, that was Raturday night.
It's been fun. This kind of makes me want to actually like start streaming.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do it, bitch. You won't. Fucking go for it.
I'm just gonna steal a Hoots thing and just stream racing games.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's not my thing. I took it from Aerotech, so.
Everyone should stream racing games. That's Raturday night. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for having me on, Reddy. It's been fun.
Yeah, thank you for having us on.
Thank you for having us on.
Yee, thank you.
Most animals don't get a second chance. Most animals don't get a second chance. You fall through a lake, and the current drags your fur, and you end up dead under 6 inches of ice. You cross the wrong people, and you end up smeared across the snow. You end up half a world away from home. You end up climbing out of hell, coming up to a surface world that forgot your name. Not Dead is a cyberpunk paranormal thriller about the supernatural trying to lead mundane lives. It follows undead reporter Hanratty Vermington and her demonic partner Set, two animals in pain trying their best to be good. It's also about gay animal people kissing each other.